to go
We
make sure
got
I the YouTube. All right, guys, how you guys doing? Let me pull up the because I also got to pull it up on my screen too as well, so we can have
we got
the YouTube. All right, guys, how you guys doing? Let me pull up the because I also got to let me cut down the volume on that one so that way you can pay attention. All right, so you guys are in the room right now. Everybody's coming in. Welcome to the first workshop session, right? We're going to talk about, going over some of the basic values of investing. I know we're a little kind of, 4 minutes late. You know how black folk are. We're always late to our own funeral. But we're going to get started, so we're going to let everybody come in a little bit, fill in. That's, part of this session here. Definitely want to say Uncle Jocelyn, as I always say, power and profit to the family. Excited as always to be in the midst of beautiful people that's doing things to change the status quo, especially in financial literacy. So it's to check. Someone says to enable the chat, so the chat must be locked. I read that too when they were saying something about if you do a private through YouTube, sometimes it disables the live chat. I don't know if that's true or not, but
we are chatting
is the chat open?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I got probably one of these other channels. I got too much stuff going on my side here. Okay. All right, so yeah, because I'm on the main page now, and I just see that we have 9 people in the building at the moment, and it says comments are not supported on private videos. I don't know if that's what they're talking about, Sister Monica, like the private chat.
Yeah, we typing in the chat. It's working.
It's working? Okay, damn. Mine might be out of whack. Let me get my refresh my page. Maybe that's what it is. Because on mine is showing that it's, people are coming in the room, but it's showing that the live, okay, there we go. Yep. Boom. So I had to refresh mine. See how this stuff is? Yeah, I got to deal with it, man. I'm father time with this technology stuff. It's funny too because, got an IT background in terms of, network infrastructure and stuff like that. However, but this YouTube stuff, I'm still learning.
It's all good. The process.
Yeah, I couldn't private chat when I opened Willis link. Yeah, so that's one thing. So real quick, guys, for you guys that probably got my link earlier too, what happened was, what happened was I sent the link up, we set the event up, and what happened, I think somehow there's either delay on YouTube side or there was some few components that had to been done on my side as far as enabling certain things. But either way, I downloaded the OBS system, and then all of a sudden, I guess the link went out, after the fact. But not, nevertheless, we hear Sister Monica always allowing us to use her channel. So excited about that. We're still gonna make this thing go, rock and rolling. So again, thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, obviously you guys are here for a purpose and a reason. And my goal is to make sure I serve you guys to the best of my ability to give you this great and awesome information. So if you guys can hear me loud and clear with no distortion, no kind of background noise, whatever the case, could you please press 1 in the back chat? Let me know that you are able to hear me clearly and everything is working fine on you guys then. And then we're going to kind of go into a little bit of the starter information, get everything going. So I'll definitely make sure you subscribe to Sister Monica page. It's a good time for us to network, right? My goal is to make sure that we're networking to build our net worth. So again, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, make sure you please press 1 in the back chat. Let us know that you're good to go on your end. So, I know we had more people signed up that are signed up. So obviously either through family engagement, whatever the case. So I'm just trying to see if we can give them a little time to see if they can, kind of come on in a little bit. I know this is kind of like the family hour of the night. Kids are everywhere. You got, wife and their spouse or the husband, and, life is happening. So it's hard trying to be on time sometimes when it's family hour, as I call it. I just had to get my family situated too. They upstairs now. So I can kind of, make sure I serve you guys and devote my time to this live stream here. So overall, once again, I hope everybody had a beautiful day. just productive day as a whole. I you know, definitely hope everybody had a great day. You know, there's a few things I like to do even within this mentor session, because this pretty much is a mentoring session. It's a workshop set up in a way where it's going to be like mentoring. And first off, I want you guys to realize, now the Thursday sessions are more of a group collective workshop value, where we'll go over things in a group dynamic setting. Topics, you know, different discussions, analytical values, and, you know, kind of understanding the market, breaking that stuff down, market analysis, you know, all the kind of stuff that comes with that. However, you guys also need to realize, being it's a mentor session, you guys have my personal contact information, meaning you guys have, you know, access to me. That's what it's all about, because there's some things that we're going to talk about here, right? But you're going to have moments throughout the day, be it the market, be it just, you know, whatever, just in between doing things, you may have a question or something. You know, that's your moment to call me right then and there. Obviously, you know, if I'm obviously available, readily available. If not, you know, we'll coordinate a time frame or something, and then we'll go over that particular, you know, situation that you may have a question to. So that's what mentoring is. You have, you know, unlimited access to me. Obviously, you know, at a good, you know, a lot of times that's available, and we kind of go over and unpack these things in real time as, you know, questions may, you know, unravel in front of you, or the idea that you may have, you know, if you're at that point where you've already started trading. For some of you guys, it may be a little bit more advanced than other people that are coming into investing. You know, you may have a scenario where you want to have to get that question answered right away during the market time or whatever. And then you call me, email me, Google me, whatever the case. Preferably call me, and then we'll kind of unpack that stuff in real time. Because that's what, once again, I'm kind of coaching you through it a little bit. The same way I've done with the other people that's in the past that I've, you know, mentored thus far. So, you know, that's the greatest thing about this. So you're literally, you know, donating to that value for my time, or for my level of knowledge that I got. Once again, this does not make me a guru. I don't claim to be one. Obviously, I'm not an accredited broker. Obviously, so I got to do some housekeeping with that. This, you know, obviously, you know, you guys have read the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor or your decision maker. I'm just someone that's going to help you unpack a lot of the world of investing, offer my opinion through insights, through some of my experiences, you know, and, you know, kind of break down the market for you guys and realize, you know, the impact and what it could do for your life as becoming a new investor. So, you know, just kind of going over that a little bit. Like I said, we got 12 people in the room right now. You know, once again, I was trying to give it a little time, see if a few more people come in, because we got, you know, a few people more lined up, but being was kind of rushing to kind of get things done. I know it would have done like more of a combo check, emailed everybody out, you know, with some of them I did, and then got, you know, confirmation back from them, let me know that there was, you know, they were good to go for the evening session and whatnot. You know, like I said, I know things come up with family, et cetera, but nonetheless, you know, for the most part, you know, for you guys out of here, you're here and you're ready to rock and roll. So obviously I don't want to kind of keep that from being, you know, slowing the show up for that. So again, so we'll just kind of go over some basics. So for everybody, what I want to do for us, the first session, you know, we're gonna kind of go over some kind of understanding values of why, you know, we're in this position, or you guys are in this position to want to become investors or traders. Like I said, some of you guys already have experience, and for you guys that have, you know, kind of tested the market at some value, be it your 401k, your TSP program that you may have with far as your savings and stuff like that, retirement stuff like that. You may have touched some ETFs or whatever the case. You know, we're gonna kind of hold up real quick. Let me close this out. I guess a message came through. Okay, leave my screen up. This means you will not be able to share. Okay, gotcha, Monica, Sister Monica, tracking. All right. Okay, 4 computers up. I'm waiting to watch Garfield bang on the Hebrew. Okay, yes, yes, you guys got a lot of shows going, right? So we're trying to talk about a little money today. All right, so once again, the premise of this particular first session here, this live session here, is that we're going to kind of go over some basic understanding of why, when, where, and how, to a degree, right? And like I said, along this journey, we're going to unpack a lot of the information that you may have, you know, kind of came in contact with either through my email and introductory email I sent you, or, you know, things you might have came up on your own as you've been perusing, you know, a lot of these different, you know, publications, websites like that. And what I'll try to do is make sure that we also have a lot of some allotted time in the evening or in the after the value of the session to do like a Q&A session, you know, kind of go over a little bit what we did, you know, kind of, you know, follow up on the day a little bit, so to speak. All right, so again, so starting off with that, again, I want to first welcome you guys once again to this investment, training session. So, the pressure is that you guys need to come into this experience, looking at it like a family experience, more or less. Like, I'm like your brother or your cousin, whoever you want to describe it. So I want you to put any kind of over impression, too much. Let me say it this way: too much pressure on yourself to the point where you just, having to feel like you just got to get it all in one day, pretty much, because it's not going to happen that way. That's why I always tell people, commit to at least 3 months, because it takes a lot to kind of go through a lot of the back end understanding of what it's like to invest, or even turn to learn the lingo to a degree, right? So a lot of that stuff will come in due time, so no worries with that. So first I want to start off by, kind of going over some private notes here. And what I'll do eventually, per the session values, some of these notes that I have, or different things I have, I'll try to make some copies and send them out to you guys, so you can kind of have some back end stuff along with the email I sent you, as far as introductory email, so we can kind of go over that. So again, so for some of you guys that might have saw, what was happening today in the market, let's do a little current event real fast. The market had a very, very big correction today. It was one that was kind of, warranted for quite some time now. We've been very, aggressively in a bullish stance lately, meaning the market has been very inflated. A lot of hope has been driving the market, not necessarily backed by any kind of tangible service and goods to kind of, support its valuation value. We saw the Dow literally go from like 21,000, 19,000, 21,000, literally, mid-year last year to well over 27,000 points, since that of January, until we had to kind of major correction. So we had a lot of panicking that came into the market, this past Friday, that led into Monday, where the market corrected up to like 1,100 something points, 1,175 points between that and Monday and Tuesday, Friday total in that. And then today you just had an overall just bad day in the market, where the market pretty much just sold off over 1,000 points. So a lot of you guys that have the 401ks and your TSPs, like I said, these different kind of saving plans and mutual fund values out there, you probably saw a big decrease a little bit in your portfolio today. And it caused a lot of people, once again, to panic sell, which you never want to do that in a scenario like this. These are times when you necessarily might just want to restructure your portfolio, diversify scenarios, move some stocks around, whatnot. Maybe even take a little money off the table, for that regard, to kind of have a little fail-safe, feel-good scenario that you're not necessarily just putting all your money out there, not necessarily being, conservative in terms of how you want to pull capital away from it, or being what they call overly exposed to the market, right? So today was this kind of day where we had been very good at learning how to use different strategies in terms of investing in the market. So be it through the option side of the market, where you just, once again, buying those fractional shares to bet, either with the market or against the market. Either you went long or you short sold the market in terms of its correction value. Meaning you traded against the market that, obviously it was already heading down off the sell-off. You decided to just go ahead and short the rest of the market in that regard. Be it the futures market or the financial market were kind of beat up a little bit. Obviously the banking sector, a lot of the tech sector got beat up today. Facebook, Twitter actually had an earnings call this morning. They had posted pretty decent earnings from their last quarter, obviously for the Q4 year or session of the year. And a lot of that got curtailed because of the market correction itself too. So when I'm saying market correction, basically what I'm saying is that, where the stock, might have been traded at a certain level, the market as a whole might have been traded at a certain plateau, it sold off today, meaning people got jittery in the event that, there's a level of uncertainty going on in the market that caused them to kind of sell some of their positions off, which caused a domino effect with that trigger mechanism that we talk about when we're talking about a stop loss. So that was very monumental today. And on top of that, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but they had the vote for the government shutdown again tonight, right? It's actually still looming as we speak right now. They have up to 3 a.m. in the morning to kind of put forth that bill to get it signed, by Trump, to extend the government, to stay open, to put that budget in place. If not, some of you guys that may have those government jobs, obviously you may have to come in tomorrow, sign in, let them know that you acknowledge that the market is kind of, that the government is probably closed and they're probably going to send you home. So I do hope, in all intents and purposes, that they get this stuff done, taken care of, and no one's getting sitting home tomorrow, right? Dealing with these people that's got all this kind of overly, hype going behind all this market, which they had up this bull run. And now all of a sudden, the benefits of that, you don't have the paycheck to kind of cash now. That's basically what happened. He kind of wrote a check a little too big, too early. And now the market's kind of saying, we defaulting on that. So the market, on top of, like I say, what's going on in terms of government contracts, stuff like that, we're defaulting a little bit right now on that. Or, well, they are. All right, so whatever. So once again, got those little current events out the way. Just kind of want to put that out there for some of you guys that may or may not know. That's what's happening in the market today. So once again, it proved to be a great day to once again short a lot of these stocks that were kind of overinflated, overextended on their daily value. Apple being one of them, it dropped, I think, like 3 or 4 basis points today. And when we say basis point, basically what that means, it dropped like $3 or $4. So anytime you hear somebody say the market is down 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, that means it dropped, what they call whole dollar increment values. So 3 points today was obviously Apple dropping from like 158, I think like 158, 159, all the way down to like 156, somewhere around there, right? So, obviously that's a lot of leverage value if you're investing in that stock, to the long side. And, you might have been in, 10 shares or whatnot, whatever the case you got, and you lose $3 per share, right, on your investment. And like I said, if you're in pretty big, that's a big chunk of money that's going to be, that you just pretty much lost in one day. Not necessarily to the point where you sold, but you just went down that value. You don't panic and sell if you're in it for the long term anyway. You just kind of say, that's just, how the market moves, like a roller coaster. And that's one of the big misconceptions we have when we get into investing is that, most people get that kind of delusion of grandeur. They think the stock market is just going to go up and just keep going up. That's not true. All right. So for some of our brothers that's, that's highly astute into the scientific world of life, like brothers like Sean and Chris and the rest of you guys that research a lot, y'all know exactly that, that's not how the world works. For all the people out there that's dealing with the flat earth theory, there's gravity in the stock market the same way it is surrounding the globe. What goes up has to come down at some point. It doesn't mean that it crashes down. It just means that it has a correction point. It has to be balanced in a sense, a nice equilibrium. So, that's just pretty much how the value, how some of the, these stocks move. They'll just jump up and run $10, $12, and then they'll pull back $3 or $4, right? And typically when you have the type of pullbacks that you have, these are times that you want to buy the dip in a sense, buy it at a more cheaper price, or we call that dollar cost averaging. Once again, we'll get into that stuff a lot later doing the technical analysis and market analysis value of the sessions once we get further along into this workshop with you guys. So again, just kind of going over some basic stuff. And I know it seems like, okay, he's from here to here to there, but that's just how my mind works. I'm just always constantly thinking, and I'm always thinking about the market in different ways, or also how to make it make sense to you guys. Because once again, for some of you guys that are just brand new to trading outright, you have no more knowledge of it to the point where you probably learned a little bit by watching, CNBC, Fox News, the Bloomberg, channel in terms of that. Some of you guys may have some understanding, obviously, because you guys say you may have 401ks, TSP, whatever the case. But more importantly, within that value, you're just entrusting your money to your company to make investments on your behalf to help fuel your 401k. They're making stock decisions based upon that, right? You're not necessarily getting a chance to really pick, each individual scenario that you want out of that collection of stocks that they're investing in, somewhat like a mutual fund, right? So what I'm looking to do is take you guys from a raw state, for some of you guys just starting out for the first time, teach you how to know how to manage and budget and trade and invest your own funds to a degree. It doesn't have to be your entire, extra value of supplemental income or residual income you may have, or miscellaneous funds that you may have within your monthly expenditures or whatever the case, or receivables. However, you need to learn how to manage your money on your own, removing the middleman. So in the event that one day you get to that point where you want to start investing in the market full time, right? Obviously fire your boss, become your own entrepreneur, right? And learn how to get money anytime you want. You'll know how to do those things, right? You won't be handicapped to the idea of learning how to go into the market and get money from it. That's owed to you anyway, right? So as Kiana just said, that's right. Buy low, sell high, right? Especially if you once again, you're going in for the long term swing trade, or if you're doing a day trade, obviously, in a moment where you can take advantage of that. So real quick. So by the press of one, let me know whom all that's paying attention right now, who's never invested in the stock market at all, or have no knowledge of investing altogether. So if you can press one, let me know who has invested in the market before, or have knowledge in it, or who at least thought about investing and just never did. So real quick, can you just press one for anybody that has never invested ever who has never invested ever, has no kind of tangible interaction with the market, themselves, more or less, not necessarily a 401k, but just never invested in the market altogether. Okay, so we got David, brother David. Okay, we got, Sister Kiana, obviously you did Forex, so you just, for you, it's just a common stock side of the market. You want to learn how to do common stocks. Okay. And I'm taking notes because I take notes every time. So when we do private sessions one-on-one, because we all going, I'm gonna do private sessions with you guys too throughout this mentoring. That's what it's all about. So I know exactly where you are in terms of, your level of knowledge in terms of the market. So brother Sean, okay, you're new altogether. Brother Caesar, he's new altogether. Okay, obviously definitely Sister Monica. All right, you're new altogether as well in terms of investing in the market. Okay, brother Stokes. Okay, public. Okay, Stokes. I think that's brother. Make sure I get your name right. That's Stokes. Public adjusters. What's your real name, family? Make sure I got it right because I'm still learning the emails and the YouTube chat name. So yes, I thought that was Kenneth. Okay, yep. I wasn't sure. Okay, so press 1 if you never invested in the market ever. All right, so that's pretty much, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people so far. Okay, great. So 6 people have invested all together. All right, so good. All right, so for some of you guys that have already invested in the market at some point and touched the market, was it common stocks, Forex, Bitcoin, or the crypto market? What side of the market have you invested in? So could you please in the back chat type in what side of the market have you invested in? Be it Forex, be it common stocks, be it the crypto market. Let me know exactly what side of the market have you invested in if you are a person that has already invested. Okay, so Sister Monica, so you said you have stash, so that goes along with your, okay. So stash. Okay, so brother Derek, okay, you got, okay. Bitcoin. Also Robinhood stash, okay. All right, and then stash. Okay, so brother Al, you got common stocks, okay. Awesome. Okay, and this is me once again doing my homework. So Sister Erica, you have common stocks and crypto. Okay, awesome. Okay. All right. So brother Chris, you also have, okay, yep, you got the whole gauntlet. Stash, Acorns, you stock trade, TD Ameritrade, crypto. Okay, so you got the gauntlet. Okay. You got the whole gauntlet. Besides that, of the Forex and stuff like that, but you pretty much, invested in, pretty much all the sides of the common stock side of the house. All right. All right, and that's kind of a good look. It's also just Keon, you got Forex, Bitcoin, crypto, and ICOs. Okay. Okay, put that in your name. All right. All right, guys. Good. So, okay, brother Garrett. Okay, so you invested once. So, have you ever invested in before ever, brother Garrett? So, your one is meaning that you never invested in the market altogether, right? Make sure. Let me get his answer real quick because I want to make sure, like I said, make this like a workshop. So we're gonna kind of interact with each other. We're gonna take our time a little bit so make sure we be thorough. So you never invested all together. Okay, great. That's what I want. All right, that's what I wanted. All right, so you never invested. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're good to go. All right, so that's good. Once again, we have a mixed, mixed little, right. So object, yep, never invested in the market. I got that for you, brother Will, brother Caesar. You never invested as well. So for those who never invested right now, I have brother David. In terms of common stocks, right? This is like if you never invested in the market, at all, you never touched the stock at all, right? So that's brother David, that's brother Sean, that's brother Caesar. That's also Brother Kenneth and Brother Garrett. If I'm correct, these are people that have never invested in the market at all. Never, ever. So if that's correct, could you guys press 1 real fast? So Brother David, Brother Sean, Brother Caesar, Brother Kenneth, and also Brother Garrett. Okay, so yeah, so Brother Curtis, obviously. So is that Jai Curtis? Okay. So Jai Curtis, you never invested in the market as well, right? Ever before, correct? Jermaine, okay, that's Jermaine. I thought that's who it was. I wasn't sure. That's like Josh. Like, okay, this is someone else, a different name. So I gotta learn all your YouTube names. So bear with me. All right. So you never invested in the market, never before at all, right? So Jermaine, you never touched any kind of stocks at all. Okay. Okay, so we got that. So all right, we're good to go. So yeah, so you've actually invested a little bit, Kiana. You touched Forex market. So that's, you know, when I say never, that means you've never invested in a stock, Forex, anything, crypto, whatever, you know. So you're completely new to the whole aspect of investing. So, you know, this gives me an indication like who's, you know, where, you know, you guys are from an individual perspective, right? So someone is saying that they didn't get the email. So Big Fun Making Money at gmail.com. Hold up real quick. Let me get him. Let me get him forwarded. Hold up real quick. So Brother Samuel. So Brother Samuel didn't get the email. He's saying he didn't get the email, Sister Monica. Brother Samuel Houston. So if we can get him.
Okay, I got him.
You got him? Okay.
All right.
Okay, so everybody's good to go. So you said, make sure I'm checking here. You got to go. Okay, great. All right. So again, so going over once again some of this kind of, you know, fill in information here, just kind of getting an understanding where everybody's at in terms of their investment values. You know, this is good for me because, you know, I want to be able to kind of once again get a feel for where you guys are, because, you know, when we start doing like a lot of these one-on-ones, I'll kind of have once again have a good background on how to kind of premise our conversations, because you're gonna have a lot of questions too. But more importantly, you know, I want to be able to reach you guys exactly where you are, and not think that you're supposed to know a lot of the stuff I'm gonna be talking about. So it'll help me be more, dumb this stuff down to a degree where you can understand it more. So starting off a little background about myself, right? So again, I've been investing in the market now from an intraday perspective. When I say intraday, that means I'm day trade as a day trader. Been day trading now going over about a year and like 3 months in terms of just natural day trading. Before that, you know, my common stock investment value has been like anybody else, is coming from a very back end perspective of a company, you know, scenario, 401k value like that. And what was, someone said, okay, I can listen, but chat not. Okay, yeah, it works. So he's listening, he can't type. So Brother Sammy, he's just listening and paying attention. Okay, great. All right, so again, for my common stock side of the house, is that, you know, I want to be able to kind of say, well, you know what, every day that I'm kind of, you know, hearing about some of my friends that are invested into the markets or just doing different things like that, you know, it just dawned on me. It's like, you know what, you know, there's other opportunities out there that's afforded to us where we can be able to kind of take advantage of, procuring capital, so to speak, besides just working for someone, or, you know, pretty much just going out there getting a brick and mortar type business and going at it that way. So I began to really start taking a hard look at, you know, some opportunities where I can, you know, really make the kind of money that I feel like it's going to really change my life. You know, that doesn't really require a whole lot of, extra, time allotted to kind of sit in someone's university for extra years. Obviously, you know, been in college, did all those kind of things, but I would have never have learned that, you know, given the opportunity to really learn how to invest in the global financial markets would be the kind of catalyst that can really, really change not only my mental value in terms of how I value and view money as a tool, because that's what basic money is, but as a life-changing generation wealth building machine or apparatus that number one, I could also take the skill set, teach my family, my friends, those who are close around me, the same skill set. So in the event that they'll always be protected going forward in their lives, right? Having the ability, once again, to not have to depend on no one else when you can just go into the market and choose literally your destiny. I mean, when I say that, I'm not saying that from a very generic perspective. You literally can choose, you can make this life, the type of life you want if you learn how to trade the markets, proper, obviously, and then do it with some kind of level of consistency to the point where, you're good to go no matter where you are. You can always go into the market and get money from it. Right. So that was my kind of big thing for me is like, I'm a traveling spouse, my wife's once again in the military, for some of you guys that may be new to this session here. So I had to kind of find something to kind of, keep me, once again in the game financially, excuse me, guys, and not necessarily have to just kind of, pick up where she's go, find a job, work for somebody else, or, kind of carry my other back end values with me. So I had to kind of learn how to really, take what I have and, turn it into an entrepreneur value where I'm good to go no matter where she goes. So one of those things that offered me that, once again, beyond that of my African products and my health and wealth values and the consulting or something like that, is the stock market. So like many people, I look at it like anybody else, man, this stuff is super hard. It's complicated. All I see is lines. All I see is, numbers and percentages and, and these little, wicks and things that are all over the place. Like, man, what's this? It made sense to a certain degree, but I didn't really understand it from a very, tangible perspective, right? For some of you guys have probably seen the stock market back in the past when you probably passed by CNBC, you kind of blew past that channel real fast, right? Right? Or these different kind of little scenarios like that. And you're probably like, well, what's all this stuff in a sense? So, who knew that, these are kind of things that's happening all around us every day where, large amounts of capital being, transferred throughout this the global value, and we're not partaking in parts of it, right? So, that just made, make me think about stuff. You know what, there's more to this than, what's been kind of been, told to, especially our people, right? Because we're always kind of last to know this kind of stuff. And that's why there's not a lot of black people that are investing in the stock market, brown people, whomever. We're kind of the last to know this stuff, or we're too skittish, right? We're too skittish to the point where, you may have some of your grandparents or, older family members are like, man, we don't do none of that stuff. Like, that's gambling. And, the biggest misconception that it's gambling, right? And it could become gambling if you don't know what you're doing too, right? Because some people just going in with this kind of blind faith, and you just gonna say, I'm gonna just put my money into this because, I think it's going to do this, that, and the third, right? Which is nowhere near the value of analytical approach in terms of learning how to invest in the market, right? So, that's one of those things where, you got to tell yourself, there's a level of, due diligence that has to come into play here before you learn how to trade these financial markets. So, kind of going over that, I want to kind of just break down once again, go over some basic understandings of, why I think it's very important that we learn how to invest, right? So this is once again the kind of opening, scenario in a sense of kind of breaking down, the what, when, where, why, and how reality, right? Because a lot of the things that have to do with the market is having to deal around psychology, right? Psychology, you will find out in the end that psychology is the best, tool that you can have when it actually comes to trading. Because one thing we do realize in terms of investing in financial markets is that it's not an exact science, right? So you could be the most smartest person on the planet. You could be magna cum laude. You could be all this, that, and the third. Have 2 or 3 degrees, massive PhD, the keychain, everything to boot. But guess what? All that stuff matters not if you don't understand, number one, how to value risk management very well, how to understand the buyer sentiment value in terms of a bull market or a bearish market, and also how to make sure you relate that to everything that's going on around you in terms of a global body, a global political value or geopolitical perspective in terms of how that fluctuates the numbers every day, right? Day in and day out. Because as I stated in the last little meet and greet session, there's $5.2 trillion that are moved around the planet every single day. $5.2 trillion that are moved around the global markets every single day. And I ask you guys, what portion of that are you getting from it? Where's your share of that that you're partaking in that and procuring what's owed to you out of that to the point where you seeing the benefit from it. It's more than just once again going to work, getting your little paycheck, clocking in, clocking out, right? Going through the whole kind of being ball and chain reality, right? So my thing is to show you and teach you how to fire your boss, right? That's my whole thing about providing these workshops, to show you guys there's other ways than what you've been kind of led to believe, right? So to teach you how to fire your boss. So that's what it's going to be all about in a sense, right? So again, kind of going over the the value of why are you here. Number one, you guys are here for 2 reasons: procure capital for you and your family, and learn a skill or a trade that's going to pretty much put you in a position where you can kind of be the driver of your own, or the captain of your own ship, basically, right? You're here for money, basically, at the end of the day. So ain't no underlying reason, then you should be here than to be here for the money, to learn how to go in the market once again and get money out of it. So because that's what's going to once again change your scenario for you, your future generations to come, by learning how to do this, right? So so one of the things I like to kind of first say is I think a lot of you guys are here because what you want to do, find more effective ways to earn more money, right? That's a given, right? I mean, that's the whole reason why anybody want to invest in stock markets, not just to kind of play with the idea of doing it, to go in there, waste money, to lose money because you just want to see how what it's like to just invest. No, we're not here to do that. We're not here to lose. We're here to win, right? So we're going to be winners, right? And we're going to do everything in our power to make sure our winning ratio is much better than a lot of people that come into this market with that kind of delusion of grandeur, thinking that it just has to be what they call the long man's game, meaning you just doing long-term investment, which you can, which we'll go with that too. But you also can go into money, go into the market and secure a bag, like Brother Chris is saying there, in an intraday perspective, right? I mean, you can trade the market from a daily value and take money away from the market, in a short haul, as opposed to waiting for a quarterly, profit taking value, or a biannual or annual scenario, right? So that's very important that you guys realize that you can day trade the market. It's once again, it's the most highly, volatile and most riskiest values in trading. But if you learn how to do it properly, you will learn how to procure capital from it, right? So typically when I'm doing my little workshops with kids and stuff, man, it's so exciting when I do it for the kids, because kids always, just got tons of questions anyway, right? And one thing that drives kids is what? The opportunity to get money, right? They're always asking mom and dad for money. So you try to teach them how to ways to learn how to pretty much go into the market and make their own money or pay themselves their own allowance. That's like the biggest thing ever to them when they get excited about that, because now they start holding their parents accountable for this information. Like, mom, you got to teach me how to do this, right? Or you got to go out there, kind of find that book that they were talking about, how to day trade, all that kind of stuff, and how to invest, and they get excited. So it's it's the same thing for you guys. In a sense, you should be very excited and fired up about this opportunity, right? Because again, I'm just one piece of the puzzle, right? So that email that I sent you guys is just kind of a laundry list of things that I've once again been able to kind of quantify over my investing time that I think is very unique for traders just starting out. For a beginner trader, it's a lot of good information in that email that can really, really set you into your own little, a little world, like right away, and you can get started literally, in 2-3 months time, whatever the case, when you feel comfortable enough to kind of go into the markets, right? And there's much more that's coming. Like I said, I got a ton of more stuff to give you guys. This is just the beginning. So once again, so you're here, number one, for money. So if everybody that's that's here for the opportunity to invest, to learn how to get some money, press the 1 in the back chat. Throw me a 1 in the back chat if you're here for the money. If you're here just for the experience, then press 2. So if you're here for the money, press 1. If you're here for the experience to learn how, just to kind of learn how to invest, just to say you got that skill set, press 2. So let me see if you guys here for money, or let me see if you're here for the opportunity or experience. So everybody's here. Let's see some money. Got some money here. Got a little money here. So 1 and 2, Sister Monica, that experience and the money. All right, awesome. So Chris, bro, you here for the opportunity and experience. So Caesar here for, yep. Okay, so 1 and 2. All right, good, great, right. Here for the money. All right, Brother Sarah, he tuning in. He says he's here for the money, my man. Right, that's it. Right, because one thing, one thing we're, in terms of the Black community, we have a deficit when it comes to what? Having what's called liquid capital laying around to kind of handle a lot of the things we're doing, right? So Fibonacci board, all right, I got you. I see you with the Fibonacci board. I love it, Brother Derek, right? So that's great. So once again, we're here for the capital, right? Why would we be? We're not here for this, waste our time. We're here for what? opportunity and money, right? So a little bit of both, but definitely the money first. All right, because so you're here because once again you want to build a better financial future for yourself, right? So that's why you're here. You want to build that kind of legacy where you can leave something back to your children. So and that's the greatest thing about it. So when you learn this skill set, you'll be able to take this once again, this information, and teach your children. Once again, teach a man how to fish, right? So when other kids are being taught this at 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11, by the time they hit like junior high school, from a financial literacy perspective, they're running circles around the average kid, especially black child, right? Because our children are kind of having so many things to deal with because the family might not be so kind of tight together. Last thing on their mind is really learning how to learn about financial literacy. Banking and checking and financing and things like that come at at the time when they might get a little bit from school, or they might hear about mom or dad talk about some bills, but they're not getting it from a perspective where they're getting it broken down and get this information disseminated to them to the point where they go like, oh, okay, I can see myself doing this, right? Or I can see myself taking the skill set and then learning how to pay myself my own allowance, not having to depend on mom, right? So that's what this is also about, to teaching once again how to protect yourself, saying for your future generations to come. So segueing right into that, once again, you're here to leave a good generational legacy of wealth for your family. So that's exactly why we're here, right? Also, you want to learn how to invest in the stock market safely and efficiently, right? So when we talk about investing in the stock market safely and efficiency, basically what that means is, we want to make sure that our due diligence in terms of our research value or technical analysis or our market analysis is sufficient enough to give us the the best position available for when we go into the market, right, to trade it or to long-term invest it or to swing trade it. We put ourselves in the best position to win for that particular trade, right? So we don't want to go in and say, well, hey, someone told me that a stock is going to be running today, and because of that, I'm just gonna go play that stock just because they say it's gonna be a good stock. But you have no understanding about the company. You have no understanding of its previous chart history, meaning how it's been traded in the past. You have no understanding of its technical value, meaning its float value, how many shares it has allotted to be traded, how much of that those shares that are being shorted against, meaning people are betting against that stock that it will not go up, that they don't want it to go up because for whatever reason they may have, and you just say I'm gonna buy this stock because someone has told me to stop. That's not how you invest, right? We call that FOMO in terms of investing. So for some of you guys might have seen that. I think the one flyer I put up in the back chat when I was talking about some of the different lingos. FOMO is fear of missing out, right? And y'all know we have that big thing, especially in the black community. A lot of times when it comes to something that's sometimes good and we thought it's too good to be true scenario, and we just have a fear of missing out, we just go dive all in with it with no kind of research, no kind of nothing. And then we get burned, and then we turn around and say, "What? Well, see, it was a scam, and no, see, they didn't, all the kind of stuff, right?" But we never returned once again the magnifying glass back on us and realized that it was us from the beginning anyway, right? We wasn't necessarily, financially astute enough or more, intelligent enough to understand what we were doing at the time when we did it. So we're going to kind of eliminate that kind of reality too. We're not going to chase stocks in here. I would never teach you guys how to do that in here. That's just not my mentality. I don't, invest in stocks like that unless I have an understanding exactly what I'm doing. So that's for a more seasoned investor that knows what he's doing when he's actually, chasing the market in a sense. Again, today the market sold off over 1,000 points, right? So basically what that did, it offered up a big top opportunity to short sell a lot of these stocks because once again, people were panic selling a little bit. Some of these portfolio managers and different hedge fund companies were restructuring kind of their clients' portfolios because they were calling in, blowing up their cell phone, and their office phones all day today. I mean, you can imagine the amount of people that were blowing up their broker call phone today, asking them, "Hey, what's going on with my money?" I'm looking at here, on my computer here on my cell phone, and I see I'm down like 20% on my investment, or I'm down, 10% on my investment. So, I mean, let's keep that in mind. This is big money here, right? So if a person already has $100,000 invested in the market, right, and they saw a 10% reduction in on their portfolio today because the market sold off so much, that's $10,000, right? I'm pretty sure that they could have been doing something, pretty much more, a little bit more useful with that $10,000 than seeing it kind of get washed out because the market sold off a little bit. Because the other, outside factors that might have caused, the market sell off today, which we know a lot of it is because, it was about time for a market correction. the market was overextended, meaning it was just up too high, and it did not kind of meet that kind of linear regression curvature or that kind of natural progression that it normally would take a stock to do to kind of be a healthy, movement of a stock. I mean, it goes up a little bit, it pulls back, dips down, it goes up a little bit more, pulls back, and that's how a natural progression of a stock is supposed to look. It's never supposed to just go straight up, right? That's not even reality, right? So once again, these are some of the scenarios that we kind of witness on the average. Well, we will learn how to, assess these things going forward in the future, so you guys will be protected, right? So that's why we're here. We're here to learn how to invest in the stock market safely and efficiently, and we will get there, right? So again, and also last, right? You're here because you want to understand where your money is going, right? So by the press of one, how many of you guys know exactly, for some of you guys that have 401ks, your TSP, any kind of mutual fund investment that you may have, how many of you guys know exactly how that money is split up and where it's going in terms of into a particular common stock, be it an ETF, be it an ETN or whatever? How many of you guys know exactly where your money is going based at the end of the day? If you are invested through a particular company, through a broker yourself, and you're not having anything to do with it, you just say, hey, here's the money, invest in it for me. How many of you guys know where your money is going? Press one if you know exactly where your money is going. 100% you know where your money is going. If you have a 401k, TSP, right, mutual fund, Roth IRA, how many of you guys know exactly where your money is going? Press one if you know. If you don't know, press two. So this Monica press two, so she don't know where her money's going. She just knows she's invested, right? All right, so some of you guys may not have one. One Union Trust Fund sends out statements every 4 months. Okay, so you getting basically you get a pretty much almost like a quarterly report on basically some of your fund value. Okay, all right, so two. So two. So a lot of guys don't necessarily know where their money's going. So Brother Samuel, probably the same thing. Two, right? Kind of do, kind of don't. Brother Chris, okay, great, okay. Two, Sister Kiana, all right, awesome. All right, awesome. All right, so basically what that means is that this is the biggest thing we have about, in terms of the Black community, right? We have a lot of ambition and optimism for things that we consider to be, set up in the system, set up in a way where the system is, yes, I also get statements, okay, yep, Brother Caesar, all right, didn't know until a few weeks ago, okay, great. So now you're delving into understanding where your money going. So basically what's happening is we're having too much blind faith, right? So there's one thing to believe in something and have faith, and there's one thing to be knowledgeable and knowing what you're doing, where you're doing it, and why you're doing it. So if you're not being able to kind of itemize your money down to literally to the nickel, then you're doing it wrong in terms of understanding financial literacy. You're not living under the reality where you are in control of your destiny, right? Because anytime you put all your hard-earned faith and your money into somebody else's hand, and you're not understanding really the nuts and bolts on how to make sure that that money is protected and accounted for, then you're leaving a lot to chance, right? And unfortunately, we trust a lot of people, for the most things that we value the most. Number one, we trust our kids when we send them to these public and private schools, and we not necessarily don't know, exactly how these people feel, when it comes to, our children from a personal perspective, from a racial perspective, if that may be the dynamic. And, we just trusting it because we feel like, okay, the system is set in place where, well, we've gotten this far along, so I guess we're supposed to be kind of, I guess we're safe, but that's not necessarily the case, right? So your money and your children are two things that you're supposed to protect more than anything, right? Besides your cultural history and legacy. That's another conversation for another day. Welcome to the show, Brother Alex. Okay, welcome to the live for the session. Welcome. Right. So again, going over this opportunity to kind of understand why you're going to learn, why I think it's important that you learn how to invest in the stock market, is that you're going to learn how to do just that. Manage your money in a way where it cuts out the middleman, to a large degree. But again, learn how to go into the market and get money out of it too, right? Under your own time. Because some of you guys already have jobs, and you not necessarily want to have the opportunity to trade the market from a day trade perspective, right? And so you'll have to learn how to do kind of short-term to long-term investments, or what we call swing trades. Now, swing trades are basically when you buy a stock, for whatever reason, be it, they have news that came out on the company, that, they got some good, drug out or a new technology innovation that just came out with a company, whatever the case like that. and the stock, is gaining obviously what they call national attention because of that, or national, public attention because of that, and people are starting to buy into that stock, for the value of the catalyst alone. So they call it a catalyst, something that obviously that catapults people that want to drive or buy that stock for that particular reason, or a driving force or mechanism to a degree. So you buy it and hold it for 2 or 3 days, right? In essence, to kind of gain a certain percentage in your initial investment. So you may be looking for this 5% move or a 10% move. Again, we have stocks that run obviously well above that, on average. But your basis is that you just want to get like 5 or 10%. All right, you'll take a position, let's say $1,000, right? Or whatever the case, like how much you want to put down, and you're just looking to get 10% of on a swing trade. So that 10% of $1,000 turns out to be what? $100. So if you hold a stock for more than 2 or 3 days, in the interim that you're looking to get just 10% out of that pretty much that swing trade for whatever reason that kind of got that company on your radar to want to invest in it, right? Someone just said Linda to investment. I have never invested in the market at all. Unable to chat. Okay, so all right, I got you, Sister Linda. I got you in the back chat. All right, so you're buying that stock once again to hold it for 2 or 3 days just to get that 10% or pretty much your $100 off that investment. So again, if you can make $100, buying the stock and holding it for 2 or 3 days, right? And you walk away from the market with $100, and you did that all from the comfort of your cell phone, laptop, computer, and just by pushing some buttons, obviously doing some due diligence, some natural homework, right? And you got that money like, literally doing nothing. I was outside of doing the homework and invest, and doing the due diligence and learning why you invest in that particular company, you did that, just by, from just using your brain power essentially, right? Things that once again you haven't been taught to do, because we've been taught we have to go out and work hard for it, pull yourself up by your bootstrap, you ain't working hard enough, you don't have a little dirt on your knees and dirt, all that kind of dumb stuff, right? When I have people come around me talking like that, man, I'm like, man, get away from around me. I don't like to deal with that slave talk. Don't tell me how hard you work, and they just show me how hard of a slave you are. How confused of a slave you are. The harder you tell me you work for corporate America in the way where you're giving the best of what you got every single day to somebody else to build their dreams, that tells me that you're pretty much that much still stuck on the plantation. That means you have no knowledge of understanding how the global markets work. That means you have no knowledge of understanding what it's like to build generational wealth, because the only way you build generational wealth under this rulership paradigm in terms of this control value is learning how to invest in the global markets. Once again, you are on the bottom shelf if you are just a worker bee. Meaning you just work for the company, the money that you're making for that company, which is once again about 8 or 10% value of what the gross value that you're bringing into that company. The majority of that money that's being made, the company then turns around and take that money and put it into what? Other venture capitalist projects, other innovative, ideas, things like that, other investment, and now they grow in the company's, fund value, or its market cap value even to higher values, where you're only getting a small percentage of that money, right? So you're not even in the game. Number one, you're expendable. You could be fired the next day, right? At any given moment, and you have to start all over from ground zero. The company keeps going, right? So again, if something like that was to happen, because we all been there at some point, if you get fired tomorrow, where are you going to get money from? What other streams of income do you have coming in that can help supplement to carry you in your moment of downtime when you don't have a job, right? We all know the golden rules that they tell us that we're supposed to have at least 6 months worth of income saved and put away. Now, by statistics and the data, right? I don't know if you guys kind of pay attention to stuff, because I do. Do you know that they say? I think they say out of 1 out of 5 people in America have at least have the minimum of $1,000 or more in their savings. In their savings, that means 4 people out of 5 don't have $1,000 right now sitting in their banking account right now in terms of their savings account. We know that there's some hard times and there's a lot of things we're doing, but just think about that. That means 4 people out of 5 have less than $1,000 sitting in their savings account right now while we're speaking right now on this live stream. And that ain't the kind of bringing kind of shame, whatever. It's just that this is what's happening because we're not understanding financial literacy. We're not understanding how to use a lot of our natural genius to learn how to go out and procure other supplemental values, again, income. Once again, in the stock market affords you that. right? So again, this is just about a lot of the psychology. It's to get your mind wrapped around the idea of why you're here, right? You're here to learn how to trade. I get that. That's going to come. But, you know, this is why we got to have these kind of natural conversations, because you need to see the realization that, you know, you don't have time to waste your time. As I always tell people, that especially when I'm mentoring trading, you don't have a luxury to have a luxury. You don't have the luxury to have a luxury, to have your time waste, to have your money lost, to not be in a position where you can always find a way to be on top of your business, basically. You don't have that luxury, right? So anytime you make an investment, anytime you go out to make a power move, any kind of investment on home, you know, car, whatever you're doing, in your children, education, whatever, you need to make sure that it sticks, right? You need to make sure you're getting the best of all that information to the point where it's going to really benefit you coming down the pipeline. So that's, again, this is why you're here. So, you know, the one thing I'm gonna go over in a lot of this whole reality and teach you guys, you know, from what I've been able to learn this far and learning how to invest once again, because this is an introductory level. This is coming in from a raw state, right? I want to, number one, teach you guys or share with you guys how to think like an investor, right? So when you think like an investor, that means you're always thinking about what? A return on your investment, as we call a ROI, right? So return on your investment. So when we think about return on investment, we're talking about basically anytime I put my time, energy, intellectual capacity into play, I need to make sure I get a return on my investment. Your time is a commodity. It is a commodity. Use it wisely. Your gifts and your talents are what? Commodities. Use them wisely. Learn how to brand yourself. Learn how to, you know, once again, monetize yourself, right? So those things are very important. Your resources that you are getting, either from a job or doing any kind of bartering, whatever you're doing, you know, that has to have a value. It's a tool. You need to make sure you're working it at all aspects. You need to be utilizing at all aspects. Look at it like a tool. Your money is a resource. It is a tool. It's not just money just to be like, I just got money. That's not how money works. Money is a tool. You need to put it to work so it can go out and grow other money, basically. Make your money become fertile, right? You guys might have heard Dr. Boswak speak about that before. For some of you guys that have followed him, your money is to be fertile. If your money is not fertile, then that means you are 1 or 2 emergencies away from liquidating your pretty much a lot of your savings. That $1,000 in the bank, we're just talking about that. You about 1 or 2 emergencies away from liquidating that $1,000 in your bank account. So if it's sitting in a bank somewhere and it's not procuring interest on that, that means that money is actually dead. Let that marinate. If you got money in your bank account, it's not accruing interest, you don't have it in the money market account, or you got it in the coffee can, you got it in your shoebox. Oh, that's another scenario. We're going to talk about that. But if you just got money, you know, large sums of capital somewhere put away and it's not accruing interest, that means your money is dead. It's no good to you. That means you 1 emergency away from liquidating that entire so-called saving. That means you have to work twice as hard to get some of that money back in the long run in the event, once again, you ever have to go through that scenario. So again, this is why this is about psychology, understanding, breaking down some of the misnomers or the misconceptions or the taboo values that has to come along with learning how to invest in the market, because you need to come into this thing like a sharpshooter. You got to come into this thing hungry. You got to come in this thing, you know, solid, knowing what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? Because at any given moment, you can and you will lose money in the stock market. But it's understanding, even in the moment when you're losing, you're not necessarily losing, you're winning. That means you're just in a moment of correction, especially if you're doing long-term investment. Once again, for some of you guys to have your 401k and your TSP that took a hit today with the market selling off over 1,000 points, you know, you might not want to look in it today. So my advice to you guys, a lot of people are getting counseling right now. And just to show you how serious it is today that the market sold off, it did. They had an extra special going on tonight on CNBC. I mean, literally, they had the White House called these news companies and told them that they're finding to do live, you know, after our special broadcast to calm down the American investors, because a lot of people came off from work and looked at their portfolios and saw a lot of red. And believe me when I tell you this is how serious it is, guys. It's a lot of people that took their lives tonight. Y'all don't understand the value that. I'm not making this a laughing matter. It's some people that it's not going to wake up tomorrow morning because they looked at their 401k and they saw a lot of their money gone, because once again, they trusted somebody else to invest their money for them, thinking that they put all that kind of interest in that particular so-called guru, expert, accredited broker to protect them financially, and them not necessarily having an understanding about how the market works as a whole. More or less, just hey, I'm gonna pay this guy to manage my money. You know, he know what he's doing. He's good to go. But you have no understanding of financial literacy, how this works, and you came on and saw a big deficit of your money going. Once again, let's think about that. You know, a 20-15% correction on your portfolio. All right, you got 100,000 in there invested. You know, you lost over 20% today, or 30% on your portfolio today. That's over $30,000. You know, in some cases, some people lost more. I mean, I'm looking at some of the cases because I'm going through a lot of the different chats I'm in and out of in social rooms, and I'm hearing people lost big money, 50,000, 100,000, right? Some people, you know, that's obviously well up the chain, over millions of dollars and billions of dollars lost today. The market as a whole today lost over, I think they said the number was up to upward towards near $1 trillion in terms of money that was lost today, right? So that's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure on a lot of people, right? People that's saving for their college fund for their children, whatever the case, you know what I'm saying, for a better future as a whole for the next generation, and they lost a lot of their money because, you know, they might have all their eggs in one basket. They don't have other, you know, they may not have other investment endeavors that's going on around them besides that of the stock market and their job, right? So that means they're not leveraged properly. So that's another conversation I want to have. You need to learn how to be leveraged, right? Have, you know, your stuff evenly spread out, you know, and diverse among, you know, different asset classes, right? You know, obviously there's the crypto market, you know, there's common stocks, there's Forex for like Sister Kiana that invest in this to the Forex, right? There's once again, there's ETFs, there's ETNs, there's different values in the market that you can invest in, right? So these are the things that you guys are going to have to be very astute to and learn as you go, what you will, that you're not necessarily having to worry about be dependent upon, one person to manage and hold and risk your money at the value where you have no understanding or knowledge of why, where, when, and how it's going down. That's not going to happen, especially not on my watch, right? Once again, I'm not the ultimate financial guru, but I have a decent enough insight to kind of point you into the right direction you need to go to make sure you be, you know, in a more solid position when you kind of, you know, finish this scenario on these sessions. So that's why I'm here as well. So again, what this opportunity also, what we're going to cover here is that we're going to kind of introduce you guys how the stock market works. We kind of touched on that a little bit. You know, obviously there's bulls, there's bears, right? Y'all probably heard Jim Cramer on CNBC. One of his most famous terms is that, you know, bulls make money. So for some of you guys that have heard him say it before, you guys fill in the blank with me. Bulls make money, right? Bears make money, and pigs get wet. So if you guys know what that ending phrase value is, post it in the back chat. Bulls make money, bears make money. Bears are the people that bet against the market. Bulls are the people that bet with the market. But pigs get wet. What do pigs be? What do greedy people get when they languish in the market for too long and don't necessarily take money off the table when they need to and learn how to, you know, use the market to kind of fuel, you know, other endeavors? What happens to the pigs or the greedy people? Pigs get wet. You better say it, Brother Al. Pigs get slaughtered. That means you got too greedy, right? And you weren't necessarily understanding that there's times when you also need to take some of your money away from the market, right? They always like the Warren Buffetts and the Paul Tudor Jones and the Bill Poules and even your Wolves of Wall Street and people like them. You know the Bernard Madoffs, all these guys, all these kind of dictionaries like that. You know, they'll tell you obviously set it and forget it, right? So yeah, we get that. There are times when you can buy certain stocks that you think that is a growth stock. When we talk about a growth stock, that means that's a stock that has a great growth value potential to their future. That means they're constantly They're constantly still evolving. Their company's still going through an evolution state. They haven't hit a point where they kind of hit a cap scenario where they cannot grow anymore. Like I'll give you a case in point. A company like Ford Motor Company, right? Ford Motor Company been around for how long? Over 100 years, right? Do you guys know how much the price of Ford stock costs to invest in right now today? Does anybody know the price of Ford, the stock of Ford? I'm pull it up and show you real quick, or I'll just type it in and then post in the back chat. Some of you guys may or may not know. You know the price of a stock, a share of Ford costs you guys to invest in it? Cost you guys $10 a share. Now, how long has Ford been around? Once again, hundreds of years. You would think that stock would be trading at how much? Well over $100 minimum. If you got companies like Tesla that's trading at $350, well, $350. It's sold off today. They had earnings. They did pretty decent, but they sold off. Today it's trading at $312, I think, because it's sold off. Because once again, the market sold off. But you got a company that this came out on the market literally about 2 or 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and they're trading at a multiple of about $300 a share. Here it is, Ford been around for almost like 100 plus years, and they only trade at $10 a share. What does that tell you about Ford? At some point, they hit a cap. And then they figured out that they can't grow necessarily anymore, that their company and their books have become what they call stagnated expenditures, meaning they're in a set or fixed value of procuring capital to the point where they don't have enough innovation, right, or evolving technology to kind of keep up with what all these new and emerging companies out there to compete with them. So basically what they had all this kind of what they call free cash flow sitting on their books because they weren't necessarily making other acquisitions or buying lesser technology companies to kind of improve their company to a degree where they can compete with the Teslas and the self-automated driving cars like GE and some of the other companies doing, to the point they hit a cap. They can't grow any bigger, right? Company that should be definitely trading at a multiple about $700, $800, easily a share for being around that long as a legacy stock, because that's basically what it is, a legacy stock. But they don't necessarily know how to compete going in the future, right? So again, this is why it's important to understand that there's so many different dynamics in the market, from one company to the next, that you need to be aware of that. Are you investing in a growth stock or a company that's pretty much stagnant? If you're parking your money in a long-term investment in a company like Ford that necessarily has a growth value to it, it's not even in the emerging markets in that level, then it's not worth your investment. Not in the long term. You can day trade it, but not long-term investment. Does that make sense to you guys a little bit? So you want to be thorough in learning where to park your money when it matters most, right? So that's also very important, right? So once again, that's pretty much learning how the market works, where, when, and how, and why, right? Also, again, we're going to cover terminology, right? That every investor should know. Some of the basic stuff you guys need to understand about, technical analysis, buy, sell, hold, the different values in terms of ATR, average trading ranges, RSI, the different indicators, relative sliding index, or which was invented by this guy named Wilder, whatever the case, to kind of understand how to assess the market or a particular stock when it's moving throughout the day, being if it's in an oversold or overbought scenario. Meaning, if a lot of people are buying, let's say, tickets to a concert, right? Let's say you got 1,000 tickets to sell for a concert, and everybody want to go see this concert. So if everybody went out and bought tickets, like just on the live stream, we went out and bought, like say 980 some of those tickets out of 1,000. That means it's only 20 of those tickets left. So that makes that last 20 amount of tickets very scarce, right? It makes it as a high premium. It's a premium value for that particular those particular tickets, right? So in that moment, most people that may want to go see that concert, they also want to see it, they probably gonna feel like defeated, give up, man. I'm not gonna get a ticket. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna get these last 20 tickets. Especially if it's a first come first serve reality, right? So if you can't get a ticket, or you feel like you can't get a ticket, you're gonna turn around and say, I just give up. I don't want to deal with it because it's already over. It's already overhyped at this point. You start coming up with all these kind of things. It's overhyped. I ain't want to go see it anyway, or whatever. It starts and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's the same way with a stock. When the stock gets overbought, right, or meaning too many people have bought it, at some point it has to have a correction or a cool off or a pullback. It has to kind of lose a little bit of that kind of prestige of that value to the point where it seems like it's a normal opportunity to afford it to you or allot it to you guys. If that makes sense, you guys. So that's basically some of the stuff we're going to cover that when it comes to the indicators. What's a bullish candle from a bearish candle? Different patterns that we're going to go over that you're going to kind of learn how to pay attention to when you're trading the market. Be it a cup and handle pattern or a J hook pattern, a bullish pennant, a bearish pennant, a double bottom, a triple top, a head and shoulders pattern, and all this stuff sound foreign. You got like, what is the guy talking about? Are these shampoos? Or these some kind of new drop it to a hot dance or something like that? But no, these are trading patterns that you will be able to recognize when you go into the market to trade it, and you will instantly see, okay, this is a bearish pattern. So if it's a bearish pattern, that means that stock is pretty much going to do what? So if you betting against the market, that makes that you're what? You're a bear, right? You like to short sell the market. That means you like to bet that the market gonna go what? Go down. So if you see a pattern that shows a bearish trend or it has a bearish pattern to it, that means 9 times out of 10 that stock is gonna go what? So if you guys paying attention to the back chat, let me know what's gonna happen. If you're trading a stock that's in a bearish trend, that means the stock is gonna go what? Up or down. So if you guys let me know in the back chat, someone type in there, what's going to happen? It's going to go down, right? Brother Chris, it's going to go down. So that means at that moment that you get into that stock, if you was unsure from the beginning, you bought into that stock, and it presented a bearish trend to you, meaning it was showing you that, hey, this stock going to get ready to plummet a little bit, or it's in that trend where it's going to start going down. Then that one necessarily was a good. There you go, brother Sam. You paying attention to the back chat too. That means that wasn't necessarily a good investment to invest in that stock at that moment, right? Especially if you're trying to buy it to go to the upside. So that's a bad investment. So if you lose money in that trade, who faults? Who's the blame for that? You or the stock? Is it your fault the stock went down, or is it the stock fault that it went down? It's you, exactly. That means you didn't understand the pattern, you didn't read the charts properly, you didn't see the value in the trend, you didn't understand the investing sentiment for that stock. Meaning, a lot of people, other people excited about that stock that day to the point to kind of push it up. You didn't know they may not have had news to drive the stock to be moving that day. So you got a little bit overexcited because you just probably came to the market and the stock might have kind of had a little kind of pop in the morning. It jumped up maybe 2 or 3%. It might have been a company that you like because you would like it for whatever personal reason, right? Necessarily doesn't mean there's worth to be invested in at that moment. But you say, well, I like it because they got red bow ties, and I like red bow ties and whatever. That's not a smart investor, right? Number one thing you got to realize in terms of learning how to invest is that you don't invest with emotions. You never invest in the market with emotions. Emotions are the worst thing you can have when it comes to investing. Learning how to take money back from a market that's owed to you anyway is stressful enough. When you learn how to deal with all the different things that goes along with learning how to invest in the market, right? The last thing you need to do is invest into a company that's going nowhere fast because someone said, hey, man, check this company out. I think they're going to do pretty good. I think they got a good, product on their pipeline. Or I think that, at some point, man, this company here going to be, a beast, man. It's going to be trading, at a multiple price like Facebook is one day. Okay, that may come down the line, but is it a good trade for the day? Is it worth me parking my hard-earned capital in it today for this opportunity to invest in it for the short-term scenario, right? So when you go through your checklist of what they call your technical analysis, right, when you break down the different criteria that have to meet a certain projection before you invest your money in that, if it don't not meet the majority of those criteria, you do not invest in it, right? If it doesn't meet your risk management value, if it doesn't equate the kind of risk reward that you want to kind of invest in it, that's going to kind of yield you return you want out of it, or percentage gain or monetary gain. If it don't meet that, you don't invest in it. If it doesn't have necessarily good news value enough to kind of make you want to, invest in it because other people may be excited about that company because they're seeing the same news that you're seeing, which obviously kind of causes a domino effect, a snowball effect to make people want to buy it, and that obviously increases people to buy it at a more higher average rate than it normally was trading the next day, meaning more volume came into the stock. If it doesn't have, once again, the back end value of technical analysis in terms of its float value, be it as short sale value, be it as previous chart history to kind of give you some level of comfort, meaning support and resistance level. If it don't meet those criteria, you don't invest in it, right? No matter how many times you see the commercial flash on TV and this and that. No, it has to meet a certain threshold every single day for you to park your hard-earned money to it. If it don't meet that, then you don't invest in it, right? And that's once again another one of the things you're going to learn throughout this course, right? Someone said I'm breaking up. Can you guys hear me clear? Can you guys hear me clear? Let me know.
We can hear you. You have a question in the chat as well.
Okay, and I'll get to questions. So yeah, real quick, guys. So if you got questions too, if you can, hold your questions to the end. We're gonna do a Q&A session. So that way we can kind of, stay on course in terms of getting through a little bit, the basic information. Because every day we're gonna have a session, we're gonna have a Q&A at the end of it, right? We're gonna go over stuff. Because this is a workshop, I mean, it's gonna be interactive, right? So, by us interacting with one another, we're gonna feed off each other too, right? We're gonna bounce questions off one another in the back chat. So some of you guys may have a little bit more experience than others. You're gonna help one another, right? That's what it's all about. You need all ears, all eyes, all brains on the market at all times, right? Meaning you need to learn how to network with other brothers and sisters. So make sure y'all have every advantage that's afforded to you to learn how to trade this market thoroughly, right? So at some point when I start adding you guys to like my our online Discord rooms where it's loaded with like a lot of different traders from all walks of life in there, you're gonna find out like, man, this is a world that you may have never thought about that's going on around you, and all these people doing it every single day learn how to get money, right? A lot of them in there got jobs. Some of them don't have jobs. This is their only job. And they're sitting in here making all kind of money. Some of them make a lot of mistakes too. A lot of them in there, they get money every day. So if I had to choose, let's say 20 years ago, especially back in my military days, when Spot was telling me, hey, you need to start learning how to invest in the market, like right now, take an allotment and put it into some stocks or something and let it mature over time. And by the time you get, 35, 40 years old, whatever the case, you're going to thank me later. If I had someone to really drum that in my head back then when somebody initially told me, I guarantee I'll probably be a millionaire to guarantee it. So guess what? It's never too late to learn, but more importantly, what I'm really saying is that you want to surround yourself with people that are thinking and moving under that paradigm, right? So that's why you're here, right? You signed up for this workshop because you want to be around, other brothers and sisters that are, intellectually, want to be challenged to learn how to invest in the markets, or how to necessarily learn how to get a bag, or how to procure capital, how to pay your child allowance without going to your own pocket, how to pay your mortgage off every month without having to go into your under your money you made out your paycheck. These are things that I want to help show you how to do. And this is no, nothing that I can give you that you can't research for yourself, because that lets you know you ain't buying necessarily, or you're not donating in this for the value of, some called, guru, advice or whatever the case, because I'm nowhere near that, but you're investing in an opportunity to get a great understanding, some great insight, and be around other people that are thinking just like you, so you can use this type of energy to feed off one another when it comes to doing good due diligence to learn how to invest in this market. A team effort. We are a team. Whether you like it or not, we're a family, right? That's why I always say family. We are a family now. This is our little think tank now, right? And so being you're going to learn this together, you guys going to feed off each other for information when you actually start investing like real time, investments. For some of you guys that never invested all together, some of you guys that already been investing, you're going to learn how to do it a little bit more proficient now, right? And more efficient, efficiently by making sure you got your bases covered, right? So, Alex might go to Sister Linda and be like, hey, Sister Linda, I know you like to trade the gold market a lot, and I'm normally over here trading, tech stocks and the oils and all this stuff. What's the gold market looking like, today? Do you see any kind of positive signs in that today? Right? I'm thinking about taking a position, on JNUG, right? And she might know, the gold market is down today, right? You don't want to kind of go long, today in the market because gold is kind of selling off. So you want to buy its inverse, right? They have an inverse to every particular stock out there or a particular sector or commodity. So as opposed to buying a stock that may be going up, the ETF that may be going up, which is JNUG or Nugget, you buy JDUST, JDST, which is the inverse, meaning you're going to bet against gold that day. You're going to say that, gold going to sell off a little bit today. I think gold going to lose at least by, 2 or 3 points today on the market. We're seeing like a correction of about 2 or 3 points in it, so I'm going to bet against today. And you're like, okay, great. I'm happy you told me that, because guess what? I was about to buy long, right? And you're going to kind of, probably get a rude awakening, when you bought into that stock, be it you want to swing trade or day trade it, and then you down, 2, 3, 5%, 7, 8%, whatever the case like that. So, if that makes sense, you guys, that's why it's great to understand that, it's a team effort in terms of learning how to invest in the market, right? There are financial gurus that sit around doing this all year long. All they're doing is just think tanking, how to trade the market, right? You see it when you watch the book Wall Street, when you're watching that kind of, the market in real time and people down on Wall Street, and you see them out in the bullpen. They call it the bullpen, right? The bull in the bear pen, to be exact, but they're sitting there trading trillions and trillions of dollars of people money from all around the world, right? And again, while that's happening, right, you on the job working with Mr. Charlie, right? You getting your little $30 an hour, your $40 an hour, your whatever, how much money you make an hour, right? And you're not looking at yourself as a business. You are a walking business. You don't even know it. You are a walking business. So anytime you go to work for somebody else, and they once again they pay, let's say $20 an hour. Literally, what you're saying is that you put a valuation on your life at $20 an hour, meaning you saying they get to get all of you, everything that makes you unique, beautiful, outstanding, just impervious and indestructible, all these great qualities, attributes about you every single day. And then you say, well, I'm worth only $20 an hour. Let that marinate. Basically, you're saying that you're only worth $20 an hour. If you know where I'm really going with that, let that marinate. Now, you're worth way more than that. Your intellectual values are way much more more expensive than the value of you sitting on somebody's dusty behind clock, waiting for $20 every hour to tick off on the clock, riding the clock, basically. Watching the paint dry, as they call it, right? Living in that job mentality, just over broke, right? We all been there at some point. And nothing wrong. We all still there, right? Because we just use it as a catalyst, right? Because that's what jobs are. Jobs are designed to be a catalyst. I mean, it's supposed to get you to the next level in your life, right? And that's why it's important you realize that the more you spend building on somebody else's dreams, it'll kill your dreams and your passions if you're not too careful to realize, keep yourself in check. That's not what's there. No, we're not here for that. We're here to become entrepreneurs, which we're born to be, and we're here to learn how to use the best of this capitalist society at our advantage. We don't have to like it, because keep in mind, I don't like none of this, but we know what's going on. But it makes no sense to me to be here, be in this scenario, and not use it to my advantage. So I'm here as an opportunist. You guys are here for this information because you want to be opportunists in the what? In the market. It's my goal and my job or my value to share this with you from what I know and bring in special guests. Because I'm gonna bring in a lot of special guests too. You guys don't even understand what's gonna happen. I'm gonna bring a lot of sharp people in, and they're gonna teach some sessions with you guys. You guys gonna love it. Once again, I'm getting excited. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag already early, but no, I got a lot of stuff lined up for you guys. So this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a great workshop. So again, let's carry on. I know it's late. We're gonna blow through this. So again, you heard it once again. So you're here because you want to once again learn how to buy your first share of stock. For some of you guys have never invested for the first time, we're gonna teach you how to buy your first share of stock, right? Very easily. It's not as hard as you think it may think it is. And when you buy shares, equity stake in a particular company, right? You get two things. Well, you get three things, but you get one thing. The first thing you get is what? A peace of mind that you actually invest into the company in a way where you're owning a portion of that company. So you get a little ownership. Right, you're learning the value of ownership, right? For whatever sliver you may buy in that company, that still gives you what? Ownership value. And depending on which particular side of that stock that you're buying, be it is a Class A share, be it is a Class C share, be it a Class C or B or C or D share, depends on if you get voting rights, depending on if you have certain privilege over others, depends on also if you get product discount, because some of the companies that I invest in, I actually get what? I get discounts when you investing in their company by being a shareholder. I get perks. You guys probably never thought about that, but you get perks for actually owning certain shares in a certain company. For some of my marijuana stocks that I own, I get perks. I get 20% off some of their stuff, 30% off. I get special deals. I get some of the I get to look at some of the product line before they launch and go public to the natural consumers. I get all that stuff just by having a prospectus. Basically, the prospectus is a sheet that automates that you have a share equity stake in the company. It's pretty much like a legal document that shares that you are a legally binded shareholder of that particular company. One company I bought in was called Pure Natural. They actually had a unique, a wonderful, green product in terms of all natural house sponges, right? Made 100% organic house sponges. They were antimicrobial, antibacterial, and once again, it was natural. That means it was biodegradable. I mean, it was from the earth to go back to the earth, and they actually work, right? So by me being a shareholder, when they get new products that came out, I get first dibs at them, and they gave me a discount. So I went right on the Bed Bath Beyond for some of my sisters here. Some of you brothers might go there too. I went right off in the Bed Bath Beyond and got me some of the little nice little Pure Natural sponges, because I was by researching the company and investing in it, I learned that about their product line. From their product line, I figured out that I could use this in my home. Turned out to be a good product, all natural, right? I'm big on health and wealth. So I was like, hey, this is assured. I'm all in. So it comes, it's a lot more that, with this than you probably think it is. Yeah, you in it for the money, but it also comes with perks like that as well. So get excited, right? Again, moving forward, right? Also within this workshop, you're gonna also show your parents that you could have been millionaires by now if they had took the time to show and teach you to learn how to invest in these global financial markets. Again, my story I was just telling you guys when I was in the military 20-something years ago, when a colonel was telling me, hey, you sharp, you got a good head on your shoulder. I'm gonna help you out, right? Because a lot of people don't get this. They're gonna be out and going to market. I'm gonna teach you how to build you some generational wealth. Take $100 out of your paycheck, every paycheck, every month or every mid-month, and put it into allotment or put it in the ETF or into the stock market. And let the interest of that grow over time. He said, by the time you hit 35 or 40, you're gonna thank me later. Myself, run around, want to be hip and all into everything else, didn't take that advice. Had I known what he was meaning when he was talking about the value of compounding interest, the one algorithm that's even smoked Albert Einstein, which he pretty much said, verbatim, his word, he said the one, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing the degree, he said the one mathematical equation that stumped him above all things was understanding the value of compounding interest. How to keep applying a certain principal amount or dollar cost averaging to a certain amount over and over in time, right? And watching that number balloon literally year after year after year after year. So again, y'all might have been hearing me talk about the $5 a day saving plan on the Dagger Squad Urban Economic Empowerment show we did on Sarnetta. When I was talking about, you guys need to get in the habit of saving $5 a day. I mean, if you got $5 to spend on potato chips, Taco Bell, these sugary sodas and trash foods throughout the day, imagine if you put that money into a shoebox every single day. $5 a day times 365 days out the year. How much is that? So somebody in the back chat, what's $5 times 365? Put that number in the back chat if you got that number for me, guys. So we can kind of understand the value of what they call dollar cost averaging or principal applying to your principal amount to kind of, put away some good savings over time. So how much is $5 times 365? Somebody get your calculator out because you're going to have to take notes, right? I implore you guys to keep a journal. There you go, Brother Chris. That's $18.25. So for some of you guys, when it get around the holiday season, for some of you guys that participated in holidays, you talk about I don't have any money to to buy this, and I don't have money for the holidays, and whatever. Can you scramble at the last minute? Now you're using your credit. You're using credit for the wrong things. You over leveraging yourself in credit for the wrong things, and didn't even know if you were just smart and disciplined enough to save $5 a day. Put it in a shoebox. That may not be your completely holiday fund, but $1,800 for Christmas for Christmas budget value to add to whatever you're gonna add to it. That's a big chunk of change. That saves you $1,800 worth of what? Headache that you have to worry about at the last minute. Because y'all know, like most people, we start shopping at the last minute for those that will what? Participate in the holidays still. I don't, obviously, but for those that do. Imagine you, once again, $1,800, and then imagine if you have a spouse in the home with you and both of you guys doing it. So that's $10 a day, right? $10 a day times 365, right? That's $3,650, right? $3,650 between you and your spouse that y'all save just by putting money in the shoebox. Once again, we got other investments out there. Keep in mind, we're gonna have other investments, but that's just what they call a home fund. That's a home fund, right? That's a new transmission. You better say it, Brother Derek, right? With a Hurst shifter in the floorboard, right? You better say it, family. So that's your Christmas already taken care of. Or that's your Kwanzaa already taken care of, right? We do Kwanzaa over here, right? So you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you in the mind of an investor. And basically what I'm saying is you got to understand that scared money don't make money. You need to learn how to be more disciplined to the point where you learn how to put away money at all aspects. You need to be diverse in all your money values. Have money in the stock market, have money in the banks, have money in another investment, invest in your brother and your sister, their endeavors and their businesses, right? And also have your little money also what? At the house too, that you're applying to every single day. It don't have to be $5. It could be $1 a day. Imagine if you put away $1 a day in a shoebox and learn how to discipline save. You could take that $365 at the end of the year and do what? Go buy you some shares of stock. Hello. You can put it in an ETF. Hello. You can put it into your child trust fund. Hello. How many of you guys are even thinking like that? Right? You think you got to put down a whole large amount in one setting. This is why you're losing in that value. You think it has to be one big payment. Imagine if you just put away $1 a day into your child trust fund. That's $365 at the end of the year. Your child is what? An infant or a toddler. So $365 times 18 years. Somebody give me that number in the back chat real fast. This is once again, this is why this first session is about psychology. It's about understanding money. Right? Some of you guys already know this stuff, but once again, we're going to hammer this stuff because when you learn how to invest in the market, you need to realize why this stuff is important. Because every dollar that you spend in the market investing in it, you need to learn exactly where that money is going and why it's important that you put it there. So $365 times 18 years. How much is that? Hey, 18 years, Sister Monica. So $365 times 18 years. How much is it? $6,570? Is that the number you got? Everybody solid with that number? Press 1 if everybody's solid. All right, $6,700, right? Everybody solid, right? Time 18 years. There you go. There you go. So now here's what you got to realize. That's just doing $1 a day. How many of you guys can afford $1 a day to put into your put into your child or your child that you don't have yet? Some of you guys may have kids. Just $1 a day. To the point when they hit 18 years, that's $6,570. Now I'm going to show you why that's important. I know it may seem like it's very what does this guy talk about? He all over the place. But there's a method to my madness, guys. You guys are going to realize that. That's a used car. That's a used car. That's a graduation car. That's a graduation present. That's an investment into stocks. You can turn around, take that money and put it straight into stocks and do it that way too. But I'm just saying from a naked, basic perspective, if you don't even put it in the stock market, if you just kind of do that $1 a day, dollar cost averaging every day, that's your child's car when they get ready to graduate and go off to college. If they're going to college or, whatever they're going to do. And you don't have to buy it all at one time. But see, we don't think like that. We don't think for the long haul, long term. We think right now, right away, in an instant, it has to be self-gratification right away, or we don't see ourselves doing it. That means we're not thinking like what? Investors. Y'all see where I'm going with this? We're not thinking like investors. We're thinking like what? Shoppers, consumers, spenders. We're not thinking like distributors, sellers, or producers. That's what investors and the entrepreneurs thinks like what? Producer, seller, distributor. We're trying to retain capital. We're not trying to what? Liquidate our capital. Right? So realize that when you go into these global financial markets, you need to think like a what? Producer. Somebody type it in the back chat for me. You need to think like a what? Producer. A what? Seller. Or a what? Distributor. If you're not thinking like that when you go to trade these markets, you're going to find yourself on the wrong side of a lot of trades. And I guarantee you, at some point, you either going to get frustrated and just give up on an investment and say that, I couldn't do it because X, Y, and the third. It's not that the market is wrong. It's just that you were wrong. You took the wrong approach. Your mentality was not of a producer, distributor, or a seller, right? An entrepreneur, a person that's trying to what? Retain capital or trying to grow capital, right? You're not a disciplined saver, right? We know we all trying to get there. We all working on that, right? That's why we got Brother Garfield to clean up our credit. That's why we got, Sister Monica with the LLC and the grants and my econ different packages opportunities to afford you guys through that. Some of you guys that's into the value of getting that supplemental income, the Z Black card. That's why these things are in place. At some point, you got to take a chance on yourself, not necessarily the person, but on yourself. Meaning you have to do enough of the research to make sure that you're good to go. So again, I just want to put that out there. So $365 at the end of the year time, 18 years, right? That's your child's used car when they get ready to graduate college and high school, and you did not have to sweat at the end of the year or at the crunch time, his junior and senior, to find a way to get this money to what? To buy that car. Again, now I'm going to make it even more juicier for you. You put $1 in, your husband or your wife put $1 in. That's $2 a day in a shoebox or in the bank for his what? His or her car. Now that's what? 13, what is that? 13, 13, something like that, 13, 20, something like that. $13,000. He get a $13,000 used car when he or she gets ready to go off to college. And all y'all had to do is put away $1 a day. Let that marinate. Okay, so you think like an investor now. Let me move forward. I don't want to get hung up there because it's getting late. I don't want to, whatever. Psychology. This is all about the psychology. We're going to change the way you think, right? Some of you guys already get it, whatever. I know it seems like elementary for some of you guys, but you need to realize this is why this stuff is important. I had to learn this before I started investing. I had to really dumb this stuff down and make it make sense to me at the most minute level. I had to make sure that it has to have meaning to it. It has to have value to it. I'm not just here to trade the market just to see, you know, I got a new hobby or I got something to do while my wife is at work. You know, I'm just passing time. No, that's not how I think. I'm here to what? Build generational wealth, right? So, like I said on one of the live streams we had on our Solana show, I said, you know what? For some of you guys who don't understand the value of financial literacy, who think you have who think that y'all have a luxury to waste your time doing all the kind of crazy stuff, right? And you're gonna go out and have kids. You're not gonna teach them about, you know, money management, risk versus reward, all these different things. They teach them how to be a global player in this global dynamic. I said 9 times out of 10, your child is gonna be working for my child, or they're gonna be working for Mr. Charlie's children. I guarantee your child will either be working for my son, right, or they'll be working for Mr. Charlie's children. Y'all know who Mr. Charlie is, because you didn't teach them about how to be able to protect themselves. Not necessarily from a physical perspective, but from a financial level. So this is why this is also important in terms of learning how to invest. So again, moving forward. So also within this workshop, I'm gonna teach you guys how to understand where stock prices come from, right? How these different prices are being populated or propagated, or however, how they come up with these kind of different valuations in these particular companies for them to be traded at a certain number of value, right? We're gonna learn all that, right? So that's coming in due time. Also, we're gonna make sure that you guys understand the various ways to view wealth. Right? We just kind of went over there a little bit, right? Different ways to what? View wealth. How do we view wealth, right? So when most people think about wealth, they think about what? Wealth and riches are two different things, right? So we understand that wealth is accumulated aggregate income that can carry you for more than 10 to 20 years at a time. That's wealth. Meaning your generations are set in a way where it can hold them or sustain them for well up to 10 years. Some of our bank accounts can't even hold us up to what? Till tomorrow, bro. We barely got enough to get through to tomorrow, right? Because once again, we all been there, but y'all, that's why I was saying earlier about the 4 out of 5 people, because we don't understand how to put our money to work for us. It's not fertile. It's in your pocket. You got what the young people call it, what they call that, what they call it, guap. You got all this guap. Right, but it's dead as you got it in your pocket. It's dead as the president's on, it's already dead. Just like you're right, brother Chris. It's mentality, right? You got all this, you know, money laying around, but it's not fertile. That means you finna go blow it at the club or wherever, or spend it on some shoes or buy some, you know, some trinkets and not treasure, not invest in treasure, and you just once again liquidate your assets and work twice as hard to get it back. Put yourself more risk, more exposure to try to get some of that money back. So once again, not good money management. Okay, moving forward. So also, we also here to understand the various ways to view wealth. Once again, also to show you how to build wealth for your family, right? That's what this is all about. Teach you how to build wealth. Another thing, teach you how to ratios to teach you the critical ratios to understand it as an investor, right? How to think like an investor, pretty much, right? Producer, distributor, or seller at all times. Always want to be firing on those cylinders. So when you go into your job tomorrow, right? After kind of listening to this little kind of, you know, workshop, this first session here, understanding psychology, understanding worth, understanding your value, you're going to probably go into your job tomorrow with a different swagger. You probably going in tomorrow and look at your boss like, okay, yeah, brother, you on the clock. Yeah, sister, you on the clock. You might got about another little 6 months to a year, maybe a couple years left before, you know what I'm saying, I roll up out of here or I fire you. You don't even know it's gonna come yet, but make a wrong move, bro. That's all you're gonna go in there tomorrow. You're gonna go there looking like a superhero, right? Because once again, you're putting yourself in a position now where you can learn a trade or a skill or a craft that can literally change your life overnight. And I'm not just saying that superficially. It literally can change your bank account and your life overnight once you learn how to invest and trade these global financial markets with some kind of efficiency and proficiency. That's awesome. And again, so when you go to fill out your taxes, right? So this tax season, right? You go to fill out your taxes, and they have on there when you go to itemize all your deductions and stuff like that, and the extra income things you got coming in. When you see that area down there where it shows you, do you have any kind of stock investments, right? And you're gonna be checking what? Know that you ain't got no itemized deduction on investment like that or capital gain tax taken out there. You don't even know what that section on that income tax, paper really mean. That means if you invested in the market, they know that at any given moment, right, your net worth value can go from 70,000 a year, 50,000 a year, 60,000 a year, 100,000 a year to 200,000 a year, 300,000 a year, 500,000 a year, even to $1 million if you once again know what you're doing right overnight. That means they put a different valuation on you in terms of your FICO score. They put a different valuation on terms of your natural credit value from all the 3 different credit bureaus. They look at you as a major player when it comes to being able to go through any kind of lending company. They look at you different when you go to buy your first house. They say, we know, this person invests in the stock market. That means they have what? A diversity value, that the valuation on their particular money that they have already that's working for them can give them a return to not only pay this house out literally in 5 to 6 years, right? But you are worthy of that that particular line of credit, that line of equity value. They're not going to wrestle with you, right? If you go in there with no kind of credit history, you ain't got no kind of stock market investment, intellectual value, they look at you like, okay, yeah, you qualify for the first home buyer, you can blah blah blah, but okay, we'll give you the bare minimum because you're not necessarily seen to be kind of financial literate, understanding how to kind of, in case something happened and you fold. You're gonna lose this house. We saw that in the 90s, right? With the housing bubble, right? The housing bubble crunch. Well, a lot of our people that we know, family and friends, lost their home because they got overinflated houses. They're outside their means, right? And they got these adjustable rates that killed them overnight. Literally went from 3, 4, 5, 6% to well over 10, 12, 13, 14% literally overnight. Pretty much drowned them. Grandmothers that was on fixed income drowned them. The list is endless. Once again, another conversation for another day. But y'all understand why you're here. This is why you want to learn how to invest. Right? This is why you want to learn this, and then turn around and pass it down to your children. So going forward, let's keep moving, right? So you want to learn how to, once again, critically, understand the critical ratios to understand how to be an investor. Also to show you how to take care of your loved ones, when you're dead. Some of you guys may not be thinking like that, but you want to learn how to take care of your loved ones when you're dead, meaning you want to leave something behind. No more leaving behind generational debt. No more leave behind cooking pans, walking canes, favorite belts, your little favorite for some of my Hebrew brothers and sisters, you can't leave behind your little, the Bible is good, but it ain't enough. Because once again, even in that book, it tell you faith without works is dead. So all that, whatever. You need to learn how to leave behind capital and generational wealth. That's what this is all about, right? So really quick. So first thing, right? So you got to realize, right, in terms of some fundamental understandings about disclaimers about the stock market, right? From a perspective of what they call history, right? Past performance is not a predictor of future performances, meaning whatever happened yesterday has nothing to do with today, in a sense, in the essence of what may unfold today. Today, we saw the market sell off over 1,000 points, meaning it's an ugly day in the market today. A lot of people lost a lot of money, right? I was fortunate today because I also saw opportunity in the market that was selling off. So I short sold against the market today, meaning I betted against the market that it was going to go down. So as opposed to buying shares of a company to take a long-term interest value in it or a short-term interest in it for the long side, I said, you know what, this company is going to lose a lot of its share value today or its market cap valuation today. So I'm going to also short sell the stock and make sure I just kind of bring it down a little bit, right? I know that kind of sound bad and evil to some of you guys. Man, you probably the reason why some of these people lost a little bit of their money today, right? But understand this. There's money to be made, what? Up and down. Again, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get what? Slaughtered. A lot of people got greedy today, meaning they were sitting in their positions over this bull run over the past year, literally. Money just sitting in their account looking swole. I mean, literally to the point where like a pressure cooker, like it was about the bottleneck. And they were not taking profit off the table. They were not chipping away at some of their profits, right? They didn't learn how to what? Take a little bit of their profits, right? So guess what? Today, they didn't have to worry about taking profit. Guess what happened? I took some of them profits. Or other people that short sold against the market took some of those profits from them, right? Other people took some of that money, right? That's all the stock market is. It's exchange of what? Money. Those who make money, those who lose money, right? That's it. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. We don't want to be pigs, right? We want to be what? A bull or a bear when it matters, right? So a lot of people lost money. So today I was fortunate because I bet against the market. I went long on maybe two stocks, right? A volatility index, TVIX, and I also had a long play of I think Snapchat. I rode Snapchat from like $19 up to $20 off a spike after it so long. But everything else I short sold against it, right? Today I made 6,380. I think 3,000. I made $6,368 today in the market. That was almost 10 grand today in the market. Could have made a lot more. Once again, we know how that goes, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I was so indebted with tasks and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't really get after the market like I really wanted to, because today was definitely a 5-digit day for me. Today I should have easily had a 5-digit day in the market, at least a minimum. I'm not just kind of superimposing or superinflating number. I should have at least made $12,000 to $13,000 today in the market easily, right? But I'm comfortable. I'm humble. I'm grateful. I give all thanks to the ancestors. For every dollar I take away from the market, I always say this one for the ancestors, because I know the first slave that was sold on Wall Street was my ancestors, right? So every time I take money from the market, I say this one for the ancestors. So I took $6,000, pretty much near $6,400 from the stock market today, right? And that's the value of saying that this money is afforded to you. You can make the same kind of money, again, with the proper training, proper understanding, proper knowledge, proper reality, proper mentality, right? Proper emotion value, right? You can see yourself, once again, firing your boss and being able to do this thing anywhere you want from around this world, right? As long as you have a laptop, tablet, computer, cell phone, Wi-Fi signal, and some capital put down. Let that marinate. You can do this anywhere around the world as long as you have those three things, right? And you can make the money you want to make when you want to make it. Let that marinate. This is not delusion of grandeur. This is not me pumping you up, because I can show you the numbers, right? Then you can go and see other people's numbers, and then you can go in there and see it and cross-reference it through the market and see exactly what I'm talking about. Then you start saying to yourself, okay, there's something to this. Why ain't nobody been told me this? And once again, you can and will lose money. You're not doing it right, but you can make money if you learn how to be what? Consistent at doing it right. So for those who don't understand, once again, generational wealth building, the only way you build generation wealth, and you build it substantially to the point where you can get it at a high number and a more what they call quicker pace, is understanding how to invest in the market. So once again, I took my little $6,000, $6,400 a day from the market, and I'm on my way. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow. I cannot wait to wake up tomorrow to trade the market. That's what it becomes. It becomes an addiction, guys. When I kid y'all not, when I tell y'all this, y'all can look at my eyes right now, right? They're stretched for a reason. I cannot wait to wake up tomorrow to trade the market. Every morning, it's like it's like I have Christmas every morning. Seriously, I'm not lying when I tell you this. I wake up so excited and enthused to trade the markets. Like I be up before the crickets are even up. I'm up studying. I'm up reading. I'm trying to figure out, what's hot today. What's the market looking like? What's the investor sentiment like today? And I'm sitting in front of in my office, in my desk. I'm like this here. When the bell get ready to ring, I'm like this here. It's time to get it. I can't. I'm ready. Right? How much can I get today from the market? Right? And once again, I'm doing it under my own reconnaissance, under the auspices of my time. Right? I can choose to invest in the market 30 minutes in a day. I can choose to invest in the market for 3 hours in a day. Right? I could be in 20 minutes and gone. I'll show some of you guys that have seen some of my products before in some of my other rooms, my other areas, different rooms I'm in, where I was in the market for like 5 minutes and made like over $700. Some of them, I was like up, $1,000, $1,200, $1,300, and like 2 or 3. And literally one trade I had, I forgot a while back. It was last year. A stock that's it was what they call a parabolic move right at the bill. So like, as soon as the market opened up, the stock just shot straight up. It did what they call a short squeeze, and it went like parabolic. The stock jumped over literally about I think it was like $2, near $2 in like 2 or 3 minutes. Like no, it was like about 2 or 3 minutes, somewhere around there. It jumped over near $2 in 2 or 3 minutes on what they call a short squeeze pop. In that moment, in 2 or 3 minutes in the market, I was up like $1,300 to $1,400. Let that marinate. Show me anywhere else you can make that kind of capital in that amount of time legally from the comfort of your home self, on the way to work, on the train, on your bicycle, on your date, in the bathroom, wherever you are, and that amount of time just by pushing the button. The worst thing can happen is you get what? You get a little, little finger bruise from pushing the button so hard. What else? I mean, what else you losing? You're tired, you're stressed out, you got emotional problems because you made some money. You see where I'm going with this, right? So it's mentality, it's opportunity, right? So again, this is what I'm talking about here, right? So method to my madness. This is why I want to break this up down to you and teach you guys what I know so you could be in the same scenario, right? So that's why you need to realize that. So past performance is not necessarily a predictor of future performance. So what I did yesterday was great. What I did today was awesome. What I'm going to do tomorrow, I have no idea. But I guess what? I'm going to wake up tomorrow so excited that I can't wait to trade the market, right? And I guarantee you, when y'all get to this state where I'm at now, because you're going to cross this bridge, you're going to be just like that. Man, we're going to be emailing each other. You're going to be in a different Discord rooms. Y'all going to be like, man, I can't wait to trade the market. Man, what you looking at today? I'm like, what you looking at today? What you got on your radar? I'm like, hey, Brother Caesar, what you watching today? You be like, I got my eye on this, right? Hey, Brother Samuel, what you watching today? I got my eye on this. Brother Alex, what you see today? I got my eye on this. Brother L, what you see today? I got my eye on this. Derek, what you see, man? I see this today. Sister Kiana, what you watch? I'm eyeing this today. Sister Linda, Sister Erica, what you see today? I see, we liking, the cosmetic side of the house. We're gonna probably invest in the Ulta, right? The company Ulta or L'Oreal, one of them companies, right? They may have a new product line coming out, right? Or somebody, I might want to invest in Kate Spade today, the little purse company and whatever, Very Wayne. This is the greatness of the market. Over 26,000 different companies that are publicly traded. You get to choose which one you want just for that day. Sean might want to buy the auto industry. He's like, you know what? I like the car industry. I like Tesla right now. I'm really excited about the Model 3 car, right? They just sent a doggone a little shuttle up into the space yesterday, right? That was the catalyst for the company. They was super excited about that little shuttle. He wanted to be the first person, Elon Musk, to send a roadster to space. This man want to send a roadster car to space. Where they do that at? Only in his mind. And he probably gonna figure a way to do it because they got the money, the capital, the engineering brain power behind them. They're gonna make this stuff happen. So again, anything you put your mind to, you can do it. That's not a cliche reality. You can do it, right? So again, psychology. This is about the psychology. You guys are going to get fired up about this opportunity because it's going to make you want to study. It's going to make you want to do the due diligence. It's going to make you want to do all the things that's going to make you the type of trader or investor. Once again, traders day trade and swing trade. Investors go for the long haul. It's going to give you all the oomph that you need or the testicular fortitude to learn how to trade this market and be comfortable doing it. Right? For my sisters off, y'all know what I'm saying. The inverse of that. Whatever. So again, that's why we're here. So once again, I'm your mentor in a sense, right? So that also means that I'm not your investment advisor. I cannot give you investment advice per rules of the SEC, right? I'm not an accredited broker, right? I can only offer you my insight, my opinion, right? To that level of understanding and investing in the market. So do realize that, right? Everything we're learning here is the mentorship value, right? Nuts and bolts, unpacking the information, give you the know-how, etc., so you can become the investor you need to be solid in your future. We're good to go. So that's why I always have the disclaimer, as you see in the YouTube, in the about section. That's why I have to put that out there, protect me and also to protect you guys, right? So we want to make smart decisions and be well aware of that going forward. That this is all a mentorship to learn the values of technical analysis, due diligence, market analysis, charts, indicators, risk management, investor sentiment, buy, sell, and hold, as we term this workshop. We're going to break down and cover all that stuff. So again, we're on par with that, right? Again, you can and will lose money in the stock market, right? The goal right? The goal is to make sure that you earn more money than you lose, right? So y'all might have heard people use this kind of theory a lot, or this kind of reality a lot. They say, the Michael Jordan scenario, right? Right, just like basketball said, Michael Jordan, he didn't care about how many shots he missed, right? He missed a lot of shots that he took, right? But he's always concentrating on the shots that he did take, right? Period. That's all that matters. It's just how many shots that he took. He didn't care about whether he missed or not. He was only concerned with what, jacking the ball up. Meaning he was putting himself in a position to what, get a chance to get one to fall into the hoop, basically, right? That's all that matters. So that's what investing is about. Taking enough chance on yourself to make sure that one day, right, in one moment or in 1 minute, you put yourself in the right situation or in the right stock to make sure that stock hit, or that ball go in the hoop, or that dunk, happens, or whatever the case, because you chose to make a smart, calculated decision based on your technical analysis, based on your strengths, based upon what you're capable of doing, and then you're just waiting for the outcome to happen for you or unfold before you. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're here for. You're here for the opportunity to put yourself in the right position at the right time to capitalize when it matters most. Today, I did that, right? I capitalized against the market on a day when it was selling off horrifically for a lot of people that obviously unfortunately lost money. There's still money to be made. So I took my little $6,400 off the table today, and I haven't looked back, right? So again, opportunity. Matter of fact, let me see what I got some swing trades going right now. Where my swing trade? My swing trades closed out today, right? So my swing trades until tomorrow, I'm already up $630 before the market even open up tomorrow. So y'all know how the saying goes: you make money while you're sleeping. So right now, before the market even opens up tomorrow, after I closed out my position from earlier, right, and all the accounts I had, I'm already up $630 for going into tomorrow. Closed out the $6,400, the $6,368, and now I'm up $630 for tomorrow. I'll screenshot it and post it in the back chat for you guys to see what I'm talking about. So I'm already up tomorrow $630. That means that's more money after hours, meaning when the market closed at 4 o'clock. I done made more money from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Excuse me, that most people probably make all week on a paycheck. It's nothing, once again, nothing against them or what they're going through, but I've already made $630 just by pushing buttons, and I made that doing nothing but investing than most people probably making 1 week paycheck. That's the kind of importance that you need to realize here. You're putting yourself in that situation where this could be you one day, right? So that's why you're here. So let that marinate. So again, that's why once again you're here to invest in the market, right? So you want to learn how to use risk management to your advantage, pretty much. How to make sure that you're taking the right shots when it matters most, right? And make sure you're taking the right shot altogether. So again, just kind of going over psychology. So again, we kind of touch on some basic stuff real quick. I know it's getting a little late, but I just want to kind of get through some basic understanding of some psychology, right? Because everybody ready to jump into it. I know how it goes. You like, man, I want to test the waters like right now. I know Brother Alex was saying, asking me a question, man. He ready to test the waters like right now. Like, man, man, I'm ready to test the water now, man. Which app do I download? Like, when can I get started? I just want to put a few dollars, and that's fine. I know some of you guys gonna do that way, because that's fine. It's a thrill of the chase in a sense, right? But once you learn how to narrow down why you're making this, these moves more or less than just chasing it. Once again, we talked about that earlier in terms of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You're going to make sure that you have purpose, all right? I want to make sure that you guys have purpose, right? So, as they say, having a sense of urgency without sense of direction, that means you're going nowhere fast. As my uncle would say, you got 2 left shoes on, son, nephew, you going in the circle, son. No, you need to have 2 right, 1 left and 1 right shoe on, so you can go straight. So sense of urgency without a sense of direction, you go nowhere. So my goal is to make sure I share with you guys purpose, value, add all these different things to you, then you take it the rest. Because a lot of you guys are way smarter than me. A lot of you guys are way more intelligent than me. A lot of you guys are, whatever, got more decorated than me, degrees on. Hey, we all have values, we all have talents, we all have, attributable skills and things like that. Again, it's about what you do with it and why you're doing it and where you're doing it, for that value, that reason. Putting it into perspective, basically. So again, from this side of the house, investing, that's what I want to do in terms of what you got. I want to share what I know, and then you guys take the next step. And then you link with other brothers and sisters that's trading the market. You hit the market from different perspectives, different, ideologies and different, values and like that. And then you just what? Steal from everybody. As I always tell people that, a lot of my past mentors, the people that I've mentored, one of the things I'm gonna leave with you guys, and once again, we're gonna get used to you guys gonna get used to me hearing me say this, right? My thing is, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I want you guys to steal from, right? Find your own niche in the market, right? Because you cannot necessarily trade exactly how I trade, right? You can mirror some of my trades to a certain degree, but you will never learn how to trade exactly how I trade because it has to make sense to you, right? In terms of what you're investing in for that day, right? Whatever connection you may have to that particular asset, right? The reason why you want to invest in it. But with that being said, this is why you're going to make sure that you find your own niche in the market, right? But you're going to learn how to steal from everybody, right? Knowledge is free. Knowledge is free if you learn how to procure it right, right? But mentoring is totally different, meaning guidance, direction, right? Having people really have a passion and an affinity to give you good information, not just saying, hey, go over there because they got a party going on over there, or go over there because that stock might be hot, so it might run today, but go over there. You just take it direct, you just all over the place, right? But you have no direction, you have no purpose, right? My goal is to give you guys purpose, right? But you really need to be sustainable in this market. How to trade a bear market when it happens like this, or trade a market when it's very volatile like this, and what to do, how to leverage your portfolio, how to bet against, the market by using common stocks as opposed to if you can't short sell it, you still can learn how to short the market without having even to buy, play it from a very risky perspective, right? So, niche, meaning your niche, meaning find your own little, character value, right? Your little so-called, your juice moment, right? What makes you feel comfortable. So you're going to find your own comfortability in the market, but you're going to steal from everybody, right? So that's why this is important. So get excited about that, right? All right. So we got new brother. Brother Six Dynasty. Hey, welcome to the chat, brother Six Dynasty. All right. You got other global media showing up in the room today, showing love to the panel, right? Go subscribe to that brother's channel as well. Once again, Black Media. We always crying that we don't have it, but guess what? There we go. We got brothers and sisters out there, got media companies going. Another part of investments right there, right? So at one point, Brother Six, if he's not already invested into the market, Six Dynasty Media, they need to also learn how to get all this information because he can learn how to leverage himself, build up a portfolio to grow his business and become a more global media company through investment. That's why I love investment, because investments can literally change your whole life overnight. It can fuel your passion, your dreams that you never thought you could do before. And before you know it, man, you're all over the place. You're making all kind of money, right? So I love that, right? All right. So that's cool. All right. So go on the link for this. Okay, you're going over the thing. Okay. Yeah. So again, so if everything that we just kind of talked about so far on the live stream, guys, if it makes sense to you guys, going through this kind of psychology value of this first session a little bit, right? If it's making sense to you guys, press 1 in the back chat. Let me know that everything's making sense. Like I said, we're going to do a little Q&A in a minute here, right? Kind of wind up a little bit after I go over a couple more things. We're going to kind of get out of here for the first session. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys a set of instructions, right? After this session here, we're going to have out some, hand out some instructions for you guys. And we're going to have some personal mentoring sessions throughout this. Throughout from now until next session, we're going to have some personal mentoring, right? I'm going to contact each and every one of you guys personally, or you guys can contact me at the allotted times that we have set. And we're going to have some personal one-on-one sessions, right? Because that's what's also afforded to you guys by this reality, the scenarios that y'all have access to me, right? In terms of the information at your disposal, right? You're not necessarily just, getting a live session that we're doing every Thursday and some kind of materials here and there that I'm also, I'm going to give you guys all this material for free. Once it's cash material, well over worth $9,000-$10,000 of material that I'm going to end up giving you guys when it's all said and done. But once again, you have access to me, right? To someone that can help you break it down. And once again, I'm just one of many, right? You're going to have other people I'm going to bring on, special guests I'm going to bring on. Once again, you have other different opinions. Y'all might want to bounce different ideas around everybody else. That's fine, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to learn how to think tank. That's what this is all about. So again, if this stuff is making sense to you guys so far, press 1 in the back chat. Let me know that you're paying attention and that we're all on the same page and we're getting this information. So everybody that's paying attention, that's still on the live stream, press 1. Let me know that you are understanding, Let me know that you're fired about this opportunity. All right, Brother Samuel, you say you lost the sound. You say you lost the sound. Refresh your page if you can, Brother Samuel. Refresh your page, brother. Maybe let's see if that works. He's listening in. He's at the job right now. So obviously, everybody give energy to Brother Samuel because he's on the plantation right now, making it happen to get this information. That's a brother that's want to change this, his side, his scenario, his dynamic. So he's gonna get this one day. He's gonna go on the job on the late shift and fire his boss. Right? I've had people that fire their boss. Literally, I'm not lying. I tell you, I've helped people, in terms of my mentoring, and taught them how to fire their boss. And today, man, they like that, bro. I'm so happy I met you, man. I would have never thought I would have been able to do this. And, I never thought I'd have, enough strength to walk away from a job that I thought was, job security all my life. I thought I was told that this is job security. My mom told me to get this education so I could go to work for somebody else. And I never knew that all this opportunity was out there afforded to me. And I was just sitting back, just kind of going old, at a young age, working my, fingers to the bone. Think I was living the American dream and didn't even know that there's trees that all been moving around the market every single day. And here I am not even getting a portion of it. So, I mean, people have literally, to this day, they like, hey, man, they sometimes, some of them just send me stuff out the blue. I mean, literally, they just, hey, man, here's, $10 out the blue, man. Appreciate what you did. Appreciate it for what you gave me, the opportunity. Like, man, it was already yours, bro. I just help, bring you back, bring you to it. And that's how I like to look at it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a guru. I'm just here to share you what I already have, and then once again, put you in a position where you can take this stuff to the rest of the way. Right? There you go, Sister Money. You say, I'm ready to get my husband to fire his boss. You better say it. You better say it. That's what it's all about. Learn how to fire your boss, right? That's my mentor. I got some t-shirts I'm having coming out soon. Is learn how to fire your boss, right? That's a part of my also Power and Profit brand that I got, that I'm going to put out there. I'm going to get some Power and Profit t-shirts. Y'all guys go. We're going to get some t-shirts in a minute too. Trust me. This is going to be a great experience. Right, so I'm already looking at that. For everybody that's kind of invested in, that money off that you gave in terms of donation and stuff that's gonna go towards, building and bringing in guests. I'm gonna use a lot of that money to bring in special guests, pay them for their time. I'm also looking to get some T-shirts for us. Whatever. You can put your name, get your name on it, whatever. But it's gonna be branded in terms of financial literacy stuff. Right? I am financially literate. Power and Profit. I'm about to fire my boss. Stuff like that. Crazy stuff to get you, fired up about the opportunity, right? That's what's going to make this a great scenario, right? And this is why I love the opportunity that we have afforded to us by going through this scenario like this here. So go. I mean, again, these are our goals, right? We're going to think like a team and move like a family, right? So let that marinate. Think like a team, but move like a what? Family. Think like a team, move like a family, right? So again, that's why this stuff is once again very important. All right, so back in. So let's do some housekeeping real quick, and then we'll kind of get ready to wrap this up in a minute for this first session, right? So you see, I have to step my government training up. Got t-shirt. You better say it. Hey, you see, this is my ideas. These are here we go. Y'all know I was in the international market for over 13 some odd years, and I understand the power of team, right? You only as strong as your people around you, and everybody has to feel like they are an integral part of the team or the scenario in order to be a proficient team, right? So to move in unison, as they say, move as a body politic, right? So we're not only building opportunity to build generational wealth, or the opportunity that's afforded to us to be in a position to do that. We're also building what? Unity, alliances. We're building team oriented mentalities here, right? We're building a family cohesion in a sense, right? And this is why this is important, because if you don't see it in that likeness, you're never going to learn how to, use people around you, pretty much at your advantage. Learn how to leverage things, right? All trading is learning how to leverage things, how to leverage your time, leverage your capital, leverage the market, leverage people around you to the point where you can benefit from the information that they may have as well. You just want to use everything around you to your benefit, basically, right? Life is about leverage, using it properly, right? So again, we're gonna get some t-shirts, for everybody, that's invested in. We're gonna, special guests. I already kind of spoke about that like 1,000 times, but I want to keep reiterating that. All right, and we're gonna make this a fun experiment, right? We're gonna make this a very, very fun experience for you guys. right? So that's really cool. So let's get some housekeeping done. So when we for every session that we have, I want you guys to make sure that you have a journal or some notepad so you can take down some of these notes. Some of you guys are already doing it. Some of you guys maybe you're gonna have a chance to kind of come back and listen to it or re-record. I'll go back through the live stream when it's all said and done and kind of replay it. But I want you to get in the habit of writing things down, because as an investor, you have to get used to numbers, tickers, and news, right? Those three things: numbers, percentages, numbers, different values of numbers. All right, tickers, pretty much investment companies that you're going to be investing in and out of, writing them down, making them feel like, matter of fact, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you guys a real quick little landscape of my desk real quick so you guys see what I'm talking about. This is my desk on average. Let me move some of this so you can see what it is. I keep it clean when when it needs me, but on average, this is my desk, every single day. This is my workstation. Pretty much, this is my office. So I got my laptop here. I got my office, my business, African portion. So, but guess what? Notes. Then I got so many of these. I got more over there on my bookshelf. These are all companies I've invested in before. Some of them I have, some of them I have. Some of them I wrote down that I may invest in and didn't invest in. Some of them I did. I mean, literally pounds of paper of all these different stocks that I invested in at some point. Notes, what's called different notes I took, what I noticed throughout the market that day. What I did wrong, what I did right. I'm constantly journaling my information. I take this very serious because this my job, right? This is my job, what I'm saying, right? But I do it at my own time, right? I keep notes all around me. I got my books throughout the day. Sometimes I crack on my books. Right now, my office, I'm reading again, Black Labor, White Wealth, supporting the office of Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm in the what? Wealth. He's one of my mentors, Dr. Claude Anderson, right? I got his other book, Powernomics, right? Let you know I'm serious about Dr. Claude Anderson. Health and Wealth. Y'all see I got Dr. Layla book, Dr. Layla Africa book, right? Inspired by Baba Dick Gregory, our ancestor, Baba Dick Gregory. I had a chance to meet him. Very, very, excited. I got a chance to meet Baba Dick Gregory before he passed and moved on as an ancestor. So, these are things I surround myself with. Wholesome things, right? Keep my mind right. Stay on a positive setting, right? Stay humble, stay hungry, right? I don't confuse my life with a lot of clutter and drama, right? I don't do drama. I don't do clutter from that, for that messiness kind of stuff like that. When I mean that in terms of that kind of clutter, I kind of stay on an even keel in terms of my life. I want to have positive energy around me best I can because, going through this life in this paradigm is stressful enough. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, especially when you're trying to make ends meet, right? Especially when you're trying to get some money together so you can take care of your family. So again, had you never known how to invest in the stock market, you'd be just like everybody else. That 1% out there, that 90% of people that's out there working for the 1%, to the point where you don't necessarily have enough time to learn how to get money at the level that you're deserving to take care of your kids in the future, right? Build on your hopes, your dreams, your passion, right? Get excited about the opportunity to be the entrepreneur that you were born to be. It wasn't by chance that you become an entrepreneur. You were born to be an entrepreneur, right? The old system goes that everybody had was an entrepreneur back in the old days anyway. You get the barter system, you had all this. Now you had all that. Somehow, they tricked you into thinking that you got to go out and work with somebody else and give your entire life to doing it. Makes no sense to me, right? Again, all that stuff in the chain because you can learn this market. So again, you see I got my notes on my desktop here. I keep myself I keep myself disciplined, right? I got fail-safe mechanisms around me all the time to make sure I stay on point, I stay disciplined, and I trade the market like I'm supposed to. So, I'm prepared every single day, right? So, I love that. So, if I ain't got, I'm not trading whatever going on here, I'm over there, I got other screen going on there with stock markets going on 24/7, trading crypto, whatever the case. So, again, this is my life, right? And now y'all see why I can say I guess I'm, I don't know, a mad scientist when it comes to this stuff, right? Because every day I wake up, I cannot wait to trade the markets, right? It's to me, it's like, no better thing. I wish I'd been doing this 6 years ago, right? If I was doing it about 6 years ago or 20 years ago, to that level from an interest perspective, don't tell it where I'd be, right? Oh, real quick, remember I was telling you guys that I want to let you guys know, your brother Un is here. I told you I was up $600 before the market even go up tomorrow. If y'all can see that number there. That means I'm already up $630. I made $630 with most people sleeping right now. I make money when people sleep. So that's the money that's once again whole week paycheck, and I did that before the market even opened up. That's not including what's going to happen when that bell open up tomorrow. Because just like everybody else, after this market correction that happened, I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow, or they're gonna wake up tomorrow like, man, I don't even want to go into work tomorrow. After what happened to my 401k or my TSP or some of my investment, right? I'm gonna wake up tomorrow like, I can't wait to trade tomorrow because I can see what's opportunities out there that make me more money. Again, so you guys are the unique class, right? You guys are in the unique class, and in terms of just being here, trusting in yourself, not necessarily me, but you just trusting in yourself that you want to be in a position again to put yourself in a position where you can take care of yourself and your family going forward in the future. So again, I just want to help share that with you, build that with you, and then we're gonna be good to go. So let's do some housekeeping real quick, and we're gonna get out of here, guys. I know it's already a little longer. I'll try to keep it within like 2 hours, the time. But these things gonna happen. We're gonna go over a little bit, but it's about getting the information, and it's worth it. In the end of the day, being able to have someone that you can look at from a family positioning, obviously, because I already look at you guys. You guys should look at me as your brother. I always go by the Ubuntu rule. I am, because we stand beside each other, not in front, not behind. So I'm very approachable. I don't want to make this a very, very, kind of like very overly tight and kind of, over analytical kind of approach, because people can't learn that way. In my opinion, you learn better when you make it. Okay, that was my camera. You learn better when you come from a friendly perspective, right? When it comes from a place of, feeling like it's family, more or less, right? It makes you it takes all the kind of stress off. Okay, let me fix this thing. This thing's been trying to fall all over the place. All right, so hopefully it sits up there. All right, you learn better when it comes from a friendly perspective, so to speak. So again, I just want to make this a friendly experience for you guys, so you can benefit from it. All right, so okay, so we're gonna do some Q&A real quick, and we're gonna go over some housekeeping, pretty much some homework, right? We got some homework. You guys need to have a little homework here, because we got to make this official. We got to make this real. All right. So, so somebody said, "What?" Okay, real quick. I'll do the Q&As first, and then I'll do a little housekeeping on the back end. We'll get out of here. So, let me make sure I go through the chats real quick, because I was talking a lot and I got behind. So, who want African Point to come to South Carolina? Oh, Sister Monica, I'm there. If everything works out, ain't got nothing going on, I'll be more than humbled, more than honored to be a part of that, sharing that opportunity and building with the people and the family there. Okay, so get those plane tickets ready. Okay, African Point here. I'm there, sister. Yep. And I'll see if I can bring some guests with me if I can, some special people talk about this market with me if I can. Humble but hungry. You better say it, Brother Chris. 100%. All right, so I love it. I love that. You will need those shirts. Fam. Yep. Humble and hungry. I'll put that on the shirt. Let's go get branded. We put on the shirt. All right. I need that fire my boss ASAP. You better say it. That's once again one of my little t-shirt projects I've been working on for a while. I actually got a list over here on my wall here, on one of my desks here. Well, excuse me, one of my bookshelves. But these are some of my concepts. I got a lot of proof of concept stuff I'm kind of working on too, because I got other business endeavors besides the stock market. Y'all know I got my clothing business in terms of my African clothing, my African products, my health products. I do museum tours for I'm a charter member at the National African American Museum, the National Museum of African American History and Culture, and the Reginald F. Lewis in Baltimore. I'm also a charter member of the Schomburg in New York. Also I'm in and out of the Mets, whatever. So in the Smithsonian, I'm already a charter member of that, because I'm a lifer, in terms of investing into those into the Smithsonian. So I got that going on with myself. Other ventures I got going on that I'm trying to build upon as well. So, but once again, I got my little branded stuff on my t-shirts. I keep them right here. So I'm always writing stuff down to kind of doodling, putting myself in a position, whatever, to be successful. Y'all know how this stuff go. All right. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna get those t-shirts, and everybody's gonna get one. That has invested in this opportunity. All right. So real quick, what site?